Thanks so much, Rob. The Longhorns of Texas ride into the hills of West Virginia tonight on a blazing saddle. It's the Horns' first trip to Morgantown, and this small college town is ready for football. It's time for Fox College Football presented by Kay Jewelers. And from the Big 12, it's Red Hot Texas against West Virginia. Craig Bolerjack along with Joey Harrington. Ryan Neese will join us in just a moment. Glad you're with us tonight here on Fox. Well, Texas has won 5 in a row. And Joey, they are stacked deep with talent.
Oh, yeah, and it is Case McCoy's job to get the ball into the hands of all that talent. Look, it's his moxie and his leadership that has rallied this offense, but it's his smarts that's been able to produce on offense. And look, it's not just Case McCoy that's been responsible for this turnaround. On defense, Greg Robinson has rallied a defense that has 18 sacks over the last 6 games. Hey, Ryan, that's what Texas has going for him. What does West Virginia have going for him tonight?
West Virginia has 3 things going for them tonight. One, this crowd. This is their first night game of the year at home. They're ready to go. They're juiced up. Secondly, their defense. This is a ball-hawking defense. They created 17 turnovers in the last 6 games. I can't wait to watch these guys fly around. And then lastly, they're led by star running back Charles Sims, maybe the most underrated running back in college football. We're going to see a heavy dose of Charles Sims against this Texas defense.
It was a tough start to the season for Texas. A 1-2 beginning had people calling for change, but since the Longhorns have rallied with 5 straight wins and now sit atop the Big 12. Can they make it 6 in a row tonight against West Virginia? Stay tuned and find out next on Fox.
Neil.
It is a cool night in the West Virginia mountains. Let's go downfield. Ryan Neese with Texas head coach Mack Brown.
Coach Brown, you guys lose 2 games early in the season, but yet you've been able to win 5 games in a row. What's been the difference?
Found their identity, got a lot more confidence, got some guys that got hurt early back, and right now we're playing really well.
Coach, this is your first time in Morgantown, your team's first time in Morgantown. What do you have to do here tonight to win on the road?
Oh, this is fun. It's packed house. They're all screaming. This is what you come to Texas for. Run the ball, stop the run, win the kicking game. Rest of it usually takes care of itself.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck tonight. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you so much. Texas won the toss, chose to defer until the second half. So we'll see West Virginia for the first time. And there's the head coach, Dana Holgorsen, in his 3rd season. Won the Big East title, Joey, you remember his first year, then the big jump to the Big 12, and he has nearly 100 recruits in the stands tonight. Texas with a record of 6-2, West Virginia 4-5 for the Big 12, and let's play in Morgantown. Alford, 4 yards deep, takes it, finds the edge, cuts it 30, bumped out of bounds, 35-yard line. Great field position for the hometown West Virginia Mountaineers, led by the junior transfer from Florida State, Clint Trickett.
Yeah, Craig, Clint coming over from Florida State has taken a little while to learn the intricacies of Dana Holgorsen's offense, but over the last 3 games has played much, much better football.
That was a 32-yard return. As you look at Trickett, graduated in May with a degree in social science, made the switch to West Virginia, and 2 years of eligibility. First down, Sims tries to hit the edge and steps out of bounds after maybe a gain of 1. Let's check out tonight's impact player.
Well, what do you know? Charles Sims is one of our impact players. He has emerged as the man for West Virginia. I expect him to touch the ball 30 or 40 times tonight. Alongside of him, Kevin White is the receiver that could pop, could burst for West Virginia. On the defensive side of the ball, Jackson Jeffcoat, you saw him getting penetration right there. And Quandre Diggs, maybe one of the best secondary players in all the Big 12.
Second down, call it 9. As they go to Sims, they hit the edge on one play. They go off the left side on the second. They'll pick up 2, bring up 3rd down and long, and Jackson Jeffcoat, number 44. You'll hear his name a lot tonight. That Texas front, mighty tough up front.
Well, yeah, you will. Jackson Jeffcoat, son of defensive line great from the Dallas Cowboys, Jim Jeffcoat. He's already been in the backfield twice to start the game now.
3rd down and 7. Trickett from the shotgun, pushed down in the pocket, on the run, swings it out to the flat, and it falls incomplete. So West Virginia 3 and out, and coming strong was Jeffcoat pressuring Trickett.
Craig, not necessarily the start you want if you're West Virginia. However, and it may seem like a very small victory, a punt isn't a bad thing if you can pin Texas back here.
The punt by O'Toole. Takes a wicked bounce. West Virginia's way. Question is, did it hit a Longhorn along the way? It's down inside the 10-yard line.
Craig, I'm not so sure the return man touched this ball. I think the West Virginia players thought that he did. Take a look here. Dajay Johnson coming up to field the punt, and I think it just takes a hop straight beside him.
That's our referee tonight, Alan Eck. Here's the replay. Boy, took a hop. You thought maybe it took a glance off the right shoulder pad.
The bounce of the ball, Craig.
We're going to review it. And it's going to go up top to our replay official, Jack McDonald, tonight. By the way, Joey, a 55-yard punt. Took that wicked skip at the 30-yard line and worked its way down to the 7.
Well, if this does stand, which I believe it will, you know, I mentioned it a moment ago, punting the football isn't a bad thing. You had a great return to set up the field position. You get a good punt, and now you've got Texas pinned back inside their 15-yard line. If you can involve the crowd, if you can stay and play consistent, penalty-free, turnover-free football, you can really put Texas in a bind to start this game. If this does hold up, which I think it will, I think this is a great start for West Virginia.
I'm looking to see, Joey, if the ball actually turns on a different rotation. I don't see it. I'm not sure that's enough to overturn.
After further review, ruling on the field stands. First down, Texas.
That's the right call.
Crowd doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's the right call, though.
That's maybe as close as you can get. Dajay Johnson, a dangerous return man. Luckily, it went out to his right, but Texas deep at the 12-yard line to start their first drive. Case McCoy, the quarterback, and you're going to get a heavy dose tonight of Jonathan Gray.
Well, you're going to get Jonathan Gray and you're going to get Malcolm Brown, but it's Case McCoy that really facilitates everything. Coach Major Applewhite told us Case doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but boy, is he smart. He knows football. He has the football pedigree in his family. He understands when to get the team into a run play, when to get out of a pass play, and it's his job to facilitate this offense.
Under center goes McCoy on 2nd down and 7. Play clock to 5. Snaps away. Handoff straight up the middle. Not much. You see Kyle Rose, 93, defensive end.
Well, Craig, for West Virginia, the impact players here, Nick Kwiatkowski, had a huge game last week against TCU. 7 tackles, a tackle for loss, and an interception. It's Darwin Cook who's going to need to keep this momentum going. He's the vocal leader for this West Virginia defense, and Malcolm Brown is going to carry the load along with Jonathan Gray in the Texas backfield. Jackson Shipley has caught a pass in every single game that he's played for Texas.
This crowd's alive. The bell tolls on 3rd down and 7. 3 wide receivers, top of your screen. McCoy stands in the pocket, slings it near side. Contact incomplete at the 29-yard line. The intended receiver, and he's a good one, Mike Davis.
Well, I like the decision there. Mike Davis of one-on-one coverage. Case tried to throw on the ball on his back shoulder. If you get the defensive back running with his back to you, it's a great throw to try and stop your wide receiver in the middle of his route. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come up with completion there.
Anthony Farah will pump this ball away. Just over 41 yards a kick on the season. Pressure blocked. Safety put 2 on the board for the hometown Mountaineers. They brought the house and then some.
Well, Craig, if you're Texas, this is what you cannot afford to have happen. You are on the road in West Virginia for the first time, playing against a revved-up crowd, a team that has a lot to prove. And now you've dug yourself not only a 2-point hole, but you're giving the ball right back to West Virginia.
Snow gets credited for the block, number 56, untouched. Joey right up the middle, and the big fella got the hand on it.
Craig, he was there so fast, he actually had to stop and caught the ball. Had he kept running, he would have run right into the punter. He could have probably tackled him before he kicked it.
Marvin Gross, a true freshman, number 18, trying to hold it into the end zone. It's a safety. West Virginia up 2 early on Texas.
Listen, Craig, this is a West Virginia team that you have to be very careful when you play right now. You saw them earlier in the season, and they looked like they were in shambles. They were new. Everybody on the offense was new. They literally had nobody back from last year. But over the last couple weeks against Kansas State, they've played really consistent. They lost the game, but they played very well. TCU won in overtime. This is a much improved West Virginia team, and if you give them the momentum to start this football game, they can continue to build on it. Hey, this is not something you want to mess around with.
Well, here's an interesting thought. 12-2 is West Virginia under Dana Holgorsen when scoring first. So the signs are good early. 2-0 after the safety. Texas on the kick at the 15-yard line. Mario Alford had a nice return the first time he touched it. Watch out. Has a man to beat. Stiff arms and is bumped out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 2 tremendous returns by Alford. Let's check in now. Downstairs, Ryan Neese.
Craig and Joey, this crowd is alive right now, and I promise you, the Mountaineers are feeling this energy. We have to remember, this is a team that upset Oklahoma State early in the year at home, 30-21. This is a dangerous team at home. Texas has to find a way to recapture this momentum and quiet the crowd.
And remember, too, Ryan, last week in overtime win at TCU, they rallied for 17, Joey, in the 4th quarter to force the overtime, and they won it 30-27. This drive starts at the Texas 42-yard line. Empty backfield, Trickett by himself, slings it. It's caught. Sims breaks a tackle. Second effort to the 28-yard line. Duke Thomas made the tackle.
You're going to see Charles Sims in every position tonight. You're going to see him out of the backfield. You're going to see him. You saw him motion out there to the wide receiver position. He is their best player, and they need to get him the ball off him.
37th reception of the season. He's the do-it-all man. Averages over 4 yards a carry. A stutter step up the middle, and he's pushed down from behind by Cedric Reed, number 88, after a pickup of 5. And one more time. Here's Ryan.
Craig and Joey, that's 5 straight plays to Charles Sims. Obviously, like you said earlier, this is going to be a heavy dose of Sims. We saw him at wide receiver. We're seeing him at running back. This is their playmaker, and they're going to continue to feed him the ball.
Ryan, Dana Holgorsen told us we'll see Sims run power between tackles probably 20 times tonight. You saw on his right arm, he's got back-to-back, trying to win 2 in a row after that big win at TCU last week. Second down 5. Trickett stands in the pocket. Man wide open inside the 10-yard line. Trickett made it look easy as he finds Kevin White for the first time tonight. And Joey, time to look at tonight's Buick keys to success.
Well, we just said it a minute ago for West Virginia. Sims, 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 and Sims. Get him the ball. If you're Texas, distribute the ball to everybody. You have playmakers there. Don't try and do too much by yourself. Let everybody carry their fair share of the load.
First down, goal to goal. Sims weaves his way to the 5. Sims, Joey, last week against the Horned Frogs, 24 carries, 154 yards, a season high. Got a player down right at the 5-yard line. This crowd got a little quiet and will step aside. Second and goal. West Virginia on the move and up by 2. Fox College Football is sponsored by the new luxuriously innovative lacrosse from Buick. Back in Morgantown, Chris Whaley, the injured Longhorn, number 96.
Craig, you're going to see him right here in the middle of your screen. He's going to get his left leg rolled up on. Right here.
Ugh, tough to look. His left leg buckled. You know, he's a terrific talent. Great story. Chris Whaley, 285-pound senior. He was a tailback who turned to a defensive alignment, a defensive tackle. And this season, he's been the heart and soul, Joey, the Longhorns against Kansas. Had that 40-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown against Oklahoma. Had a pick and ran it back 31 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's used those running back skills this year twice getting into the end zone.
Glad to see he's putting some weight on that leg, but the card's out to help him off the field. 2 sacks, 24 tackles, all the emotions of this game. Along with Jeffcoat, Joey, I think you'll agree, the heart and soul leader of this Texas defense.
Well, especially as a senior. You know, that you can tell from the look on his face that he knows that that's probably something serious, and this in his senior year is something that's tough to digest at this point in the season.
Teammates come by, slap him on the shoulder pads. This defense was in disarray after they gave up the 500-plus yards against Brigham Young in week 2. Made a change at coordinator. Greg Robinson in. Manny Diaz was fired. And it's been a tremendous turnaround by Texas. Now, Joey, as you watch Whaley being carted off, you've got to find your emotions if you're Texas up front. And West Virginia's knocking on the door up by 2.
Well, now what needs to happen is your teammates need to pick up the slack. Malcolm Brown inside needs to be the guy that becomes that defensive tackle force for Texas on the D-line.
Desmond Jackson, 99, replaces Whaley. Into the pile of Longhorns goes Sims behind the blocking of Garrett Hope, number 42. That brings up 3rd down and goal. 5 minutes in, first quarter.
Well, you mentioned it a moment ago, we're going to see Charles Sims running power 20 times this game. Let's see if Coach Holgerson sticks to his plan.
215-pound back. There he goes. Pushes the pile, finds the end zone, touchdown, West Virginia. Three-yard run by Sims, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
you don't think of West Virginia as a power running team, Craig. You think of them, you know, with Tavon Austin and Stedman Bailey and Geno Smith airing the ball out all over the place. But this running back, Charles Sims, can put his head down and get tough yardage.
Lambert tries the extra point. It's good. He's hit 25 of 26 attempts on the season, and Sims puts West Virginia up by 9 on Fox. There he is, Charles Sims. 9 total plays. He touched it 7 times on that drive. 2:26 off the clock. He capped it with a 3-yard run. That story continues as well. Remember, he's a transfer out of Houston, originally recruited by head coach Dana Holgorsen. He said he wanted to grow after graduating and wanted to play in the Big 12. And here he is.
Well, he's shown that he can play in the Big 12 right now. 3rd in the Big 12 in rushing and is 2nd on his team in receptions.
Kick at the 1-yard line. Johnson trying to find some daylight. And this crowd is really behind the Mountaineers. Texas will start deep in their own territory at the 13-yard line.
And Craig, it's important right now, if you're Texas, do not panic. You're down 9. You're going to have a bunch of crowd noise here. Stick to your plan. Give them a heavy dose of Jonathan Gray, Malcolm Brown. Distribute the ball evenly to wide receivers. Don't feel like you have to panic now and start pushing the ball down the field. Just stick to who you are and what you do.
Second series for Texas. Case McCoy. Handoff and squirting through is Jonathan Gray. Second effort behind the left guard, Trey Hopkins. Let's go downstairs, Ryan. Adversity, something Texas has been through before.
They have been through it before, Craig, and now they're on the road. They're facing some adversity right now. And Joey, you've played a lot of football yourselves. This is an opportunity for this team to show its character and rise above this. They're down right now, but there's still a lot of football left in this game.
5 straight wins for Texas as they roll into West Virginia tonight. Right up the middle. Gray again the ball carrier. Darwin Cook, strong safety. A couple of good safeties in that secondary for West Virginia with the tackle.
Great tackle. But Ryan, I want to go back to your point a minute ago. Being on the road and coming together with adversity, I always loved going on the road to play because it was just you and your teammates, nobody else, Ryan.
Clock's under 9 minutes. They pick up a first down. Texas goes to the air. It's caught and a pickup of 13.
Joey, no, you're absolutely right. And I remember as a defensive player, this was an opportunity for us to rise up, let the hair on the back of our neck stand up and find a way to shut down our opposing offense. Now our offense, the Texas offense out there doing a great job moving the ball. Texas
trying to up the tempo. They throw it to the far side. Dejae Johnson, the intended receiver, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended for Dejae Johnson.
He's a running back turned wide receiver. A lot of athletes at this level, Joey, come in at different positions, especially at Texas. Well, and they'll flip you to whatever side of the football they need you.
Well, this guy needs to get the ball in his hands. He had 152 all-purpose yards against Kansas last week. Had an 85-yard punt return for a touchdown against Oklahoma. He's going to see the ball.
Second down, 10. Ball was caught. Ball came out. Did he make a football move? Yes, he did. They're going to point it to West Virginia's way. 45-yard line. Jared Barber, 33, the real weak side linebacker. Joey made the initial hit, and he put his hat right on the ball.
Well, this was a perfect tackle after a great tip of the Case McCoy pass. Now look, if you're Texas, you cannot afford to let this crowd continue to build momentum. West Virginia, like we said a minute ago, they're going to give you a steady dose of Charles Sims, and they are a much improved football team. This is not a team where you can afford to make early mistakes because you're going to have to dig yourself out of a hole. Texas's defense now has a tough job of shutting down this West Virginia offense on a short field.
And by the way, the 14th fumble recovery by West Virginia on this season. That ranks number 2 in the FBS. They've been on the football. That ball comes out. And Trickett able to jump back on it at the 45-yard line.
Well, that'll help. And that'll help put you behind the chains here. Now 2nd and long.
Just behind North Texas now. They've got 15, but 14 in the pocket of the Mountaineers. In fact, this defense of West Virginia has played well of late. 6 straight games with 2+ takeaways.
Well, they've got a turnover, or excuse me, they've forced a turnover in 15 straight games now.
New back for Sims is Dreama Smith. Trickett wants to throw. He's got man coverage up top. That ball is tipped and nearly picked off down around the 15-yard line. Kevin White, the intended receiver, and good coverage by the corner, Carrington Bynum.
And I like the decision there by Clint Trickett. He saw a single safety in the middle of the field, saw man coverage outside, had a big wide receiver, like we said earlier. Kevin White is emerging as a playmaker for West Virginia and decided, I'm going to take a shot. I like the decision. I like the decisiveness by Clint Trickett.
Bynum, the old man of that secondary, making his 35th career start tonight for Texas. 3rd down and long. Pressure from the edge, and Trickett is wrapped up and thrown down. Cedric Reed, the junior out of Cleveland, Texas, rolls in for his 6th sack of the season. And you remember Trickett, who took a beating a few weeks ago, Joey. We saw him against Baylor.
Well, that's going to be especially important for Clint Trickett to stay on his feet because he does have a bit of a dinged-up shoulder.
O'Toole punts. Hangs it high, 11-yard line. Johnson breaks one tackle, stutter step, and then is stacked up at the 25-yard line. So when we come back, Jonathan Gray, a sophomore, with 4 rushing touchdowns. He'll be on the field in West Virginia. Welcome back to Morgantown, West Virginia, up by 9. Now, the Mountaineers, Joey, came out to warm up with the helmets on the left. Then they made a little surprise, and they came out with the old throwback helmet from 1970 to 1979. And that's what they got. A little edge, a little psychological edge. Anything you can find, right?
It's like what Lou Holtz used to do with Notre Dame and the green jerseys. Remember when Jerome Bettis came out in the Sugar Bowl, I believe? Just that little extra zip.
Texas with the football, down 9 on the road. McCoy goes back to work and throws. Johnson catches it along the near side at the 31. Time for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break. Back to L.A., here's Patrick O'Neill.
Hey, Craig, thanks. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Yeah, the Hurricanes were drubbed a week ago. And that ball is out past the 40-yard line, and the ball carrier is Dejae Johnson. A couple of touches here on this series. Kwiatkowski, the Sam strong side linebacker, with the stop.
And watch Case McCoy just direct traffic out here, getting his guys into position to take advantage of what West Virginia's defense is doing.
Malcolm Brown, the ball carrier, straight away he goes. Powers past the 45. It is something to have Texas with 3 backs, Gray, Brown, and we may see Joe Bergeron, who's had some fumble issues, but trying to work his way back into the lineup, in the good graces of one Mac Brown.
Well, yeah, no kidding. You think a guy who scored 16 touchdowns last year might be able to see the field, but it just speaks to the depth of this backfield for Texas. Jonathan Gray has emerged as the star, and Malcolm Brown over the last couple of weeks has really become a fantastic secondary back.
McCoy under center on 2nd down and 7. On a play action, McCoy throws out of the backfield, and thrown down is Brown. Good coverage by the secondary of West Virginia. The backers got involved. Jared Barber with the stop.
And again, I love the decision by Case McCoy. A hard play action sell to try and get the safeties to come up on run action. They both stayed deep. He didn't force it down the field. Instead, he found his check down and put his team in a 3rd and short situation.
Texas tonight 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. They need 4 yards. McCoy, pressure, throws, finds his man. Ball came out. Nope, incomplete. What a stick. Kwiatkowski. So it's intercepted. Kwiatkowski came up with it. I'll tell you, physicality tonight shown by West Virginia. Here you look at it again. Ball is up and out. Right place, right time.
Wow, perfect position by Kwiatkowski. Last week against TCU, had an interception, a tackle for loss. 2 weeks ago against Kansas State, had a sack and a forced fumble. This guy is all over the place the last couple weeks.
Second takeaway, Joey, tonight. They've done it in less than a quarter of football. It's the 7th time now with 2 takeaways in a ball game. Play clock to 5. Smallwood gets the carry, and he's bumped out hard at the 45-yard line. 7 consecutive games. Second longest streak in the FBS. You're going to win a lot of football games punching and knocking the ball away.
Well, it just speaks to the scrappiness of this defense. Look, they're not the most physically talented team in the Big 12, but they are playing their hearts out right now.
West Virginia with the football at their own 45 and a 9-point lead on Texas. The play action pass, Trickett in trouble, stacked up, dropped. He'll lose 3 back to the 42-yard line. And Desmond Jackson, who came in for the injured Chris Whaley, collapsed that front line. Big number 99, 305-pounder out of Houston, Texas.
Well, and that's what Texas's defense has done under Greg Robinson over the last 6 games. In the first 2 games of the year, they only had 2 sacks. Since, they've had 18. They get pressure on opposing quarterbacks.
Your 2 wide receivers are Alford and White. 3rd down and long. Pressured again. Trickett jumps out of the pocket, not for long, and again on the back is Jackson and also Jeffcoat. Those double numbers, 44 and 99, getting in there strong.
Well, they got in there because of the play of Dalton Santos. This was a play-action pass, and Trickett had a post route on the backside that he's looking to throw to. But Dalton Santos recognized it, fell underneath the route, and kept Clint Trickett from throwing the post route that he wanted.
4th and 17. West Virginia on the punt. Jay Johnson head to the far side of the field. Stutter step, stacked up, dropped at the 22. Texas back with the football when we come back to Morgantown. 9-0 Mountaineers on Fox. Fox College Football is sponsored by Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. By the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and Galaxy Gear. And by Allstate Insurance, proud supporters of college football. Are you in good hands? Now this game so important for the Longhorns of Texas.
Well, they've got a big one coming up next week as well. I mean, this November for the Big 12 Conference is extremely important. All the top teams playing each other here in the month of November.
Average starting position, Texas, their own 15-yard line. This drive will start at the 22. Johnson goes in motion. They give it to Malcolm Brown.
Hey, Craig, if you're Texas, I know you've started slow. I mean, this is about as slow as you can get, but you cannot force the issue. Don't panic. Don't start throwing the ball. Don't move away from your game plan.
A loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down, 12. McCoy, quick throw, far sideline on a swing out. Jackson Shipley. He's really been the possession receiver for Texas. That was his 40th grab of the season out of Brownwood, Texas. 32nd consecutive game, Joey, with a reception. He is the go-to guy for McCoy. 3rd down and 8. 3 minutes left, opening quarter. McCoy with 4 wide receivers. Stands up in the pocket, throws a tough pass, and it's out of bounds. Puts some air over it. And Mike Davis was the intended receiver, and it's out of bounds, and Texas will be forced to punt.
Well, and Craig, West Virginia played what was called cover 0 there. They brought 1 more defender than Texas could block and forced Case McCoy to get the ball out of his hands a little bit earlier than he wanted to. And therefore, he sailed it a little bit high to Mike Davis.
Farah at his own 10-yard to punt. Jordan Thompson awaits back at the 30-yard line. West Virginia, again, Joe, is going to have good field position. high hanger. Fair catch, wave for it, the 35. And that's where the Mountaineers will take over with a 9-0 lead. 41-yard punt. We'll be back. So back in Morgantown, West Virginia, 2:36 left in a quarter dominated by West Virginia. Every bounce has gone the Mountaineers' way tonight. Texas suffered that injury to Chris Whaley, their defensive tackle, trying to find some offense. And Joey, so far not the case.
Well, yeah, if you're Texas, you need to weather the storm. I mean, like you said, the injury was not good to start the game. A blocked punt for a safety, 2 turnovers. If you're West Virginia, you need to capitalize. You've gotten 2 turnovers from your defense. You've got to put some more points on the board.
Charles Sims lines up alongside Trickett. Trickett buried. Ball came out. Ball came out. Fumble. Texas has it. Jeffcoat recovers the fumble, and it's a break that Texas needs, and Trickett is down. He's been really struggling with a right shoulder injury, and he took a lick.
Yeah, Craig, and he hasn't been moving much here on the field right now. You mentioned it earlier, he's dealing with a right shoulder injury that he injured against Baylor and then re-injured again against Kansas State, but he has a D lineman coming clean and just dropped him on that right shoulder.
Desmond Jackson hit him, and the ball was picked up by Jeffcoat. Malcolm Brown was also there. And Joe, you have to wonder too, was he kicked or kneed in the side of the helmet, because he's down. His hat got rattled there, then pushed back. And then an elbow came across the top of the crown. And he is a little woozy walking off the football field.
Okay, this is a gutty quarterback. I mean, this guy has some. He's shown his teammates how tough he is, playing with that shoulder injury against Baylor, coming back in against Kansas State.
And Joey, you'll agree, he's not a big quarterback. They listed at 6'3", 185. And the fumble's out. Texas with the football down 9 at the 26-yard line. McCoy goes to work. Once the home run ball goes up top in the back end of the end zone, and it's incomplete to Shipley. Ishmael Banks providing coverage, number 34.
I love the play call from Major Applewhite. I love the idea of just taking a shot after a turnover. You got great field position here on the 25-yard line going in. Try and capitalize on a little bit of momentum. You see that a lot from offensive teams that get a turnover. You take a shot right away.
Well, Texas trying to take advantage of the Longhorns' first stop in West Virginia territory. That brings up 2nd down and 10. Showing blitz off the edge. They go to the ground. Running is Jonathan Gray. He's past the 20 and brings a pile with him to around the 17-yard line. Kwiatkowski was there. There's Major Applewhite, offensive coordinator. He took Texas, Joey, to 4 bowl games, 22-8 as a starter.
Well, just a fantastic football player. Let's not forget this guy was the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 1999. And he's got a guy in Case McCoy who's really the spitting image of himself. Not a big, strong-arm guy, but just smart. Just a fantastic football player and knows how to play the game.
3rd down and 2. Texas 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. McCoy under center. Handed off straight ahead. No. Boy, West Virginia and the backfield in a hurry. They brought the safety blitzer. Darwin Cook, number 25, came strong and dropped Texas for a loss.
Well, huge play by Darwin Cook right there, coming off the edge, making the tackle in the backfield. Darwin Cook, the leading tackler here for the West Virginia Mountaineers, is also the vocal leader on that defense. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure he's in the ear of all his teammates right now, making sure they stay motivated.
Farrell will try the field goal of 36 yards. He's made 7 in a row. The kick is up. And good from 36. So Farah puts Texas on the board. It's 9-3 West Virginia. Next Saturday, Big East basketball comes to Fox. It's a top 20 showdown between number 11 Ohio State and 17th ranked Marquette. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, Saturday only, here on Fox. College hoop is up and running. NBA, NFL, college football, hockey.
How about the Big East basketball? On FS1, the new Big East package they got rolling. Gus Johnson.
Bill Rafter.
maybe the most energetic duo in all of sports.
Oh, there's something. Great combination. That field goal of 37 caps off just a 4-play, 7-yard drive, 1:29 off the clock. And Joey, sometimes those first points are the hardest to come by, especially the way that Texas has started this football game on the road.
Well, that's true, but you've got to feel good if you're the West Virginia defense. Big turnover in your own territory, limiting Texas to just a field goal. That's got to be a big win for this West Virginia defense.
Smallwood, 3-yard line. Finds the edge and can't turn the corner, and he's flipped down at the 23. Well, Mr. Sims, what a quarter. He's running between tackles, he's hitting the edge, and he's catching passes outside.
Well, he's doing it everywhere. He's doing it between the tackles, like you said, running the power for the touchdown, getting the sweep off the edge. They got him lined up out as a receiver. We're going to see the ball in Charles Sims' hands probably 40 times today. And if West Virginia wants to win this football game, he's going to have to be extremely productive.
Well, we saw Trickett shaken up, and now Paul Millard, who's had some time behind center this season, jumps in, number 14 at quarterback. They play it safe. They hand it off to Sims. And again, one of those power plays between the tackles. Millard's a junior out of Flower Mound, Texas. He came in with 618 yards passing, Joey, a couple of picks and 3 touchdowns.
Well, you know what? He's going to be the onus is going to fall on his shoulders right now, because Texas' defense is going to put guys in there to stop the run. They're going to force Millard to throw the football now that Clint Trickett is out.
Second down 9. Stands up in the pocket, slings it up deep. And just over the outreached arm of Mario Alford. And Duke Thomas was on coverage. That brings up 3rd down and long with 19 ticks left on the first quarter clock.
Well, Craig, like I said a minute ago, if you're the West Virginia offense now, expect the Texas defense to play single safety looks and commit that second safety towards the line of scrimmage to stop the run, which means you're going to have man coverage a lot on the outside, and you're going to have to rely on the receivers to win some routes.
Mountaineers have yet to convert on a 3rd down. Millard up top he goes. Little push. Ball's out. Incomplete. No flag. Kevin White, the intended receiver, and quite a battle he had with Bindum.
Well, that's the second battle he's had today. But if I was a quarterback for West Virginia, I'd be going to him as well. The guy's a big, strong target. Like I said earlier, emerging as really the playmaking wide receiver for West Virginia. Had his hands on that ball, and I'm sure he's sitting on the sideline thinking he should have caught it.
Texas went for the block. O'Toole got it away. Takes a West Virginia bounce and then some as it rolls now inside the 30-yard line. And it's going to settle down at the 27. So the first quarter complete here in Morgantown. West Virginia got up by 9. A field goal by Farah cuts it to 6. 9-3 Mountaineers on Fox. Joey, let's check out tonight's Ford stat comparison.
I would have expected West Virginia to have more yards. You know, you've got 2 turnovers. You need to capitalize off that. Yes, they got some points, but they got off of a blocked punt for a safety. West Virginia's defense is doing a fantastic job, but offensively they need to capitalize on these turnovers.
Texas with the ball. 27-yard line. Gray pushes off the left side. Shaq Rao, number 90, the nose tackle, with the stop. A pickup of 2. The 2-yard gain. And McCoy goes back to work. They're going to spread the field with 4 wide receivers. Low snap. McCoy delay. Gray past the 30 up to the 32-yard line. That brings up 3rd down. As you hear again, the bell tolls here in Morgantown. Texas has had some struggles tonight converting on 3rd down. They need 5 to move the chains.
Well, this West Virginia defense is playing fantastic. I mean, they're playing with a bunch of energy. They're playing inspired football right now, and they need another stop here on 3rd down.
Let's listen in. 3rd and 5. Incomplete, and yet another stop on 3rd down. It'll be punting situation for Texas. Downstairs we go. Let's check in with Ryan.
Craig and Joe, you guys know I'm a defensive guy, and I got to give the defense on both sides of the ball credit. They're doing a great job on 3rd down. They're harassing the quarterback. They're strong up front. They're putting pressure, and they're getting off the field and getting the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, the old defensive-minded guy downstairs. Yeah, West Virginia's been impressive, Joey, so far. On the defensive side of the ball, Farrah just got that one away. Thompson takes it 30. Nowhere to run, and he's dropped back at the 32-yard line. We've got a timeout. 13:41 to play. First half. It's been hard hitting. Turnovers. West Virginia by 6.
Back here in Morgantown, Craig, this is the 2nd time on 3rd down that West Virginia has rushed 7 when Texas can only block 6. But that leaves their DBs one-on-one with their wide receivers outside. And West Virginia's pressure is getting home and disrupting Case McCoy in this passing game.
So Paul Millard stays at quarterback. As Trickett was shaken up 2 series ago. Millard from the shotgun. Good coverage downfield. Chase out of the pocket. Did the right thing. Threw it away.
And whose name are we going to call again there?
Well,
Jackson Jeffcoat, exactly. He's been in the backfield all day for Texas.
He has 50 career tackles for losses, 12 this season, along with 6 sacks and a pick. And did I mention 44 tackles?
What doesn't he do?
Second down and 10. Millard shotgun. High snap. Handles it on a handoff, trying to spin out of trouble. Is Charles Sims. They haven't thrown the ball. I'm wondering, you know, Millard didn't get a chance, Joey, to warm up after the injury by Trickett, so he's got to kind of get into his own rhythm.
Well, if you're a backup quarterback, you have to be ready to play at any moment. I know it sounds like a cliche, but that's what happens is a quarterback goes down in one play, and now all of a sudden you're the guy who's in there, and you have to run the offense as if nothing happened.
3rd down and 9. Sims again, the lone back.
Watch for pressure here from Texas. Again, in a covered 0 look here on 3rd down.
Just got the play off with 5 seconds to spare. Pressured from behind. And down goes Millard. Quandre Diggs, and the ball is out. They punched that ball out of the hands of Millard. Joey, you just talked about being prepared to come on the field. Pressure, more pressure. You leave the ball out front, and it pops out.
Well, Texas gave that same look that we talked about a moment ago from West Virginia. Cover 0, committing to pressure. But what they did is they dropped the D lineman out and confused Millard. He ended up taking more time in the pocket than he wanted to, which allowed the blitz to get home from Quandre Diggs on the backside.
Was a knee down. Ball
was already coming out.
Yep, it was. Quandre Diggs dug it out. And now Texas down by a count of 9-3 in business at the West Virginia 27-yard line. McCoy on the handoff, big hole right side, and the Longhorns power through with Malcolm Brown up to the 24-yard line. Actually, he rolled on top of the defender And now the knee hits, but the ball is out.
The ball was already coming loose. He still had his hand on the ball, but the ball was coming loose before his knee hit.
About 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles tonight for Texas on the defensive side. Rolling up on 12 minutes left, first half. McCoy, quick throw, far side. Simple pitch and catch. Mike Davis puts down foot, stiff arm, and he is knocked down at the 10-yard line. He picked up 5, maybe 6 more yards just on that stiff arm along the far sideline.
Well, you can't give Mike Davis that big of a cushion. I mean, he was working with a 10-yard cushion there, and all Case McCoy had to do was stand up and deliver the ball. Case McCoy is a smart football player, and when he sees that type of cushion, he's going to just throw the ball to his wide receiver.
McCoy closing in on 3,000 career passing yards as the Longhorn, 1st and 10, straight away up the middle, banging hard is Brown inside the 5. Got a nice block from his tight end, Greg Daniels. Texas wasting no time. They're quickly back at the line. And again, right back up the middle, tripped up, just short of the first down. That brings up 3rd down and short. You talked about no panic in Texas. I mean, they went down 9. They've survived thus far the injury to Chris Whaley, and they're knocking on the door trying to take the lead.
Yeah, a lot of less experienced teams may have abandoned their game plan and started to do something crazy, but these guys have been through it all.
Third down and 1. Under center, McCoy. Handoff straight away. Banging, pushing to the... I see no signal. They're going to... Touchdown, Texas!
Like we said, Craig, stick to your bread and butter. Don't abandon what you do best just because you face a little adversity in the first quarter. When they play single coverage on your wideouts, throw it to Mike Davis. When they soften up to cover your wide receivers, pound it with Jonathan Gray and Malcolm Brown. This Texas team they've played together since they were freshmen and sophomores. Now they're juniors and seniors. They've been through the adversity. They've been through the struggles at the start of the season. Change of defensive coaches. These guys have been through it all, and they know how to weather, what turns out to be just a little storm in the first quarter here.
2-yard touchdown run by Malcolm Brown, his 8th on the ground this season, and the extra point by Farah. Texas, 10 unanswered points, and you know what helps? When you get some help. The fumble. Millard stuck it out. Texas took advantage and then ran it in from 2 yards out, courtesy of Malcolm Brown. Longhorns on the road, up 10-9 on Fox. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ford. Only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more. Ford, go further.
Hey, Craig, we talked about being patient, weathering a storm. The offensive line for Texas, Mason Walters, Dominic Espinosa, Trey Hopkins combined have 117 starts. These guys have been through it all. They've been playing since they were freshmen and sophomores. Mason Walters, 46 straight starts. Dominic Espinosa, 34 straight starts. They've seen it all. They know that when you're on the road, you got to stick together and stick to what you do best.
Texas on a short kick, running up on it is Alford. Not much room to roam, and as he's dropped back at the 24-yard line. Ryan, let's get a thought downstairs.
Joey and Craig, I think it's also a reflection of Mack Brown as the head coach, of how he's been able to deal with adversity both on and off the field. He's done a great job weathering the storm. He's done a great job continuing to keep the confidence of this team in himself and in his players. And now you see it trickling over to the players in the field. They're doing an awesome job maintaining their confidence in a very adverse situation here.
Yeah, Ryan, good point. This team was upside down after week 2 against Brigham Young University. Made that defensive changes we've mentioned, and all of a sudden they're right side up. They've won 5 in a row, and they are inspired now defensively. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Dreama Smith.
Well, Craig, it starts from the top. I mean, the attitude starts from the man in charge, and Mack Brown, he's been around the block a few times. In 16 years at Texas, he's faced some adversity, and you know what? He's dealt with it head on, and you have to respect the way he's handled himself with class through this entire season.
Second down at 10. Millard pedals back, and that's going to be a one skip short of Kevin White. You go back and look at most wins since 1998 for FBS head coaches. Mack Brown, 156, along with Bob Stoops. Great success at Oklahoma. Frank Beamer, the old pro, 154. And Nick Saban continues to build the powerhouse of Alabama.
Well, that's some pretty great company if you're Mack Brown. Some pretty iconic coaches in college football.
Third down and 10. West Virginia has really stalled offensively. And for the second straight throw, Millard short hops a pass out to Kevin White. Texas enthused, and this West Virginia crowd, you hear some boos along the way.
Well, I mentioned it as soon as Clint Trickett went out. Texas is putting 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage to try and stop West Virginia from running the ball, keep it out of Charles Sims' hands, and force Millard to throw it. Twice now he's had a receiver open on the sideline and has been short on his pass.
Nick O'Toole line drives it. Jose Johnson had it, dropped it. And smartly jumps on that ball back at the 8-yard line. And Texas will start deep in their own territory. Joey, it's been pressure, more pressure, and pressure on Millard. Texas up by 1 on the road. Fox Sports 1 starts off your Sunday mornings with Fox NFL Kickoff as the guys get you up to speed and all that's happening around the league. And then turn in to Fox NFL Sunday. That's where R.J. Glazer will have an exclusive interview with the Dolphins' Richie Incognito. Get more of football tomorrow beginning at 11 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and Fox. And to find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com right now. What a story that's been, Joey, around the National Football League. Jake Glazer getting it done. Exclusive interview. Catch it tomorrow on Fox. Texas with the 10-9 lead. Will start inside their own 15-yard line, and McCoy lets it fly. Darwin Cook brought pressure. You look at the Texas leaders thus far. The crowd, you could hear, was moaning because they thought he was inside the tackle box. Our referee, Alan Eck, explained that he was out of it, and that's why there was no flag thrown. Only 55 yards for McCoy.
Well, right, Craig, they were upset because there's nobody out there. There was no receiver. It was a busted play, but Case did the smart thing in getting outside the tackle box to throw it away past the line of scrimmage.
Play clock to 3. Got the snap away. McCoy pressured. Helmet comes off. Batted and hit down at the 3-yard line. Will Clark, 98, came off the edge.
Well, Craig, I don't know if you could hear the ref there, but the moment that Case McCoy's helmet came off, he's declared dead, so you don't get that possible fumble. I also think that he has to come out of the ballgame right now, because if your helmet comes off, you have to sit for a play.
Now the officials are going to huddle up because of that.
Now remember the rule here. They changed it this year where you can essentially buy your player back in by using a timeout.
Hat did come off. Mack Brown chooses to save the timeout. 3 remaining for both the Longhorns and the Mountaineers here in the first half. So Tyrone Swoops, a true freshman, is going to jump off the bench cold and take a snap.
And Craig, I'm guessing he's going to hand the ball off to either Jonathan Gray or Malcolm Brown.
6'4", 245-pound freshman. And that back you mentioned is not Gray, but Malcolm Brown. We've got a timeout. 9:29 left. Interesting game, wild at times in Morgantown on Fox. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pizza Hut. We celebrate those who go for greatness. Pizza Hut, make it great. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Well, it was West Virginia who called the timeout. McCoy stays on the sideline. Tyrone Swoops jumps in for a play. Interesting time to take a timeout. Swoops cold. He's able to talk to Mac Brown, take a few snaps from center, but you're thinking maybe West Virginia draws up something on the defensive side.
Well, you got to figure that they're not going to, you don't think Texas is going to ask a true freshman to throw a pass cold inside his own 5-yard line on the road. So you're going to draw something up to try and get a safety by tackling the running back.
Let's find out. 3rd and 19. Simple play, handoff. Stumbling, staying on his feet for a yard or two is Malcolm Brown. And it's going to be 4th down and long at the 7-yard line. Isaiah Bruce, the spur back with the tackle.
Hey, Craig, I think we need to clarify something here going forward. You mentioned it quickly. Case McCoy could not come back into the game because West Virginia called the timeout. In order to get your own player back into the game after his helmet comes off, you must call the timeout. That's why Case McCoy could not come back in.
Farah from his own end zone. High hanger. West Virginia gets away from it, takes a Longhorn bounce. And right at midfield. So Craig Bolerjack, Joey Harrington, we've kind of seen a little bit of everything so far here in this first half, huh?
Safeties, blocked punts, fumbles, sacks.
Helmets being torn off and a quarterback forced to the sideline for a play.
Absolutely. I think the key, though, is both defenses are playing extremely well. I mean, Texas defense in the first quarter had five sacks and 2 forced fumbles. I mean, both, I don't know. I think you expected this maybe from Texas, but definitely not from West Virginia.
Maybe trying to find some rhythm as he completes the pass down around the 35-yard line. Boy, that's got to be a confidence booster for Paul Millard, who jumped off after the injury to Clint Trickett. Kevin White with the catch.
Well, he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to put this West Virginia offense on his shoulders for a while because Texas's defense is going to do everything they can to stop the run.
Millard shotgun, turns, hands it off. Good speed, but Sims unable to outrun the Texas secondary.
Well, Sims was able to get a couple of yards there because the Texas defense lost contained, but they only had 1 safety back. Again, they're not going to give up the big play running the football right now. They're going to force Millard to throw it. Again, lining up with 1 safety deep. They have 8 guys up by the line of scrimmage.
Clock runs up on 8 minutes left in this first half. Second down 7. Millard on a play action throws a dart middle of the field, caught on the hands of White. Still on his feet, battles and pushes his way up to the 14-yard line. Steve Edmond made the initial hit, but give White credit for 1, 2, 3, 4 extra yards on a 19-yard gain.
Well, look at this. Quandre Diggs is in single coverage out there, no help. Texas is committing to stopping the run right now, and Paul Millard is going to have to throw the football.
And he's throwing short stuff. Alford the catch at the 6-yard line. Mario Alford, the junior out of Greenville, Georgia.
And here comes this tempo. Again, it doesn't have to be big plays. Just take what they're giving them. Dink it and dunk it. Just force them to soften up.
Second down and 2. They have to get to the 3-yard line for a first down. This time it's Sims. Hits the edge. Turns the corner. Walks in. Touchdown, West Virginia. Joey, that's a remarkable turnaround by West Virginia's offense.
Absolutely. And not often do you say the block of a 5'11" freshman is the one that springs the running back into the end zone, but Wendell Smallwood seals the edge and allows Charles Sims to get to the corner in the end zone there. Fantastic drive by West Virginia.
Josh Lambert will try the PAT. Up and in. West Virginia up 10-9 early. 10 unanswered by Texas, and now the Mountaineers up by 6. Well, the Mountaineer getting some work done tonight. Joey, can you drop and give me 10?
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure. That's it? Just 10?
Sims just went in from 6 yards out to make it 16-10 West Virginia. You kind of had to hold your breath if you're sitting in the stands. Trickett goes out. Millard looked, I mean, very unsure of himself on a couple of hops and skips incomplete.
Absolutely. He had receivers wide open on those first 2 series and skipped the ball to him, but he looked fantastic on that drive.
Three-yard line. Dajay Johnson to the 20-yard line. Let's get out to Rob Stone in Los Angeles. All right, thank you, Rob. That should be quite an interview. Jay Glazer, looking forward to that sit-down talk tomorrow. So much turmoil in Miami. Excitement here in Morgantown. West Virginia retaking the lead on Texas, 16-10. Malcolm Brown in the backfield with McCoy. McCoy on the run, flips it out to the 40-yard line, a sliding grab. Kendall Sanders, and they're going to now have a conference to see if that was a ball completed or not.
Well, from up here, it looked like he caught it. The only question is going to be where his feet in bounds. And yeah, from this vantage point, it looked like he got his arms underneath.
First down, Texas at the 40. Quick hit to the near side. Jackson Shipley. And he's working on Darrell Worley, a true freshman and a Philadelphia PA. And now Texas, Joey, trying to find some hurry-up rhythm. Second down 3 after the pickup of 7.
Well, and for Texas, again, it's more of the same. Don't panic. Just because West Virginia put a drive together on offense and now has the crowd back in this ball game, don't abandon who you are. And Texas is doing just that and putting a nice drive together here.
McCoy feels a backside pressure, slingshots it over the middle, ball's incomplete, came off the hands of Sanders. And that brings up 3rd down and 3. Jared Barber, number 33, the wheel weak side backer right there. McCoy's numbers, 9 of 17, 86 yards and a pick. Texas tonight, Joey, 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Longhorns need 3 to keep this drive alive. Under 7 minutes left, and now a timeout called by Texas. Longhorns with 2 timeouts remaining. West Virginia with 2 as we're under 7 minutes left.
Well, Craig, you mentioned the Case McCoy stats up to this point. The interception earlier in the game. He's thrown a couple interceptions as of the last few games, most of which were not his fault. He was the, I don't want to say the victim, but of pressure coming. He got hit against Kansas. The ball fluttered out. Here, earlier in the first quarter, ball gets tipped up. Kwiatkowski jumps in and snags it.
You see that shot? Like a one-for-all, like the 3 Musketeers. I mean, that's Mack Brown's style.
The meeting of the minds.
We've talked to him a couple of times on the phone this season. You know, he's very upfront with his team about situations. He calls it's the pro team in Austin, Texas. That's what I understand. That's what we deal with.
And he treats his players like that. He treats them like men. He says, look, there's going to be adversity. There's going to be people writing things about us. If you want to read it and it motivates you, go ahead. If it upsets you, then don't read it because we got a job to do.
Big play here for West Virginia. Crowds on their feet. 3rd down and 3. Play clock to 3. McCoy's got to hurry. Pressure comes up the middle. Just got off the snap. And the ball's deflected and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Marcus Johnson. And out there on coverage, number 9, K.J. Dillon.
Well, and if Marcus Johnson can come up with this catch, he's still running. Case did a great job of recognizing press coverage on the outside, a single safety, which means they committed everybody to stopping the run, checked out of it to a quick slant outside, but wasn't able to connect.
Anthony Farah gets that punt away, a beauty high hanger. Jordan Thompson, fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. This week, we asked our Facebook fans, will Nick Saban end up coaching Texas? Here's how they responded. 53% said yes. 47% said no. You can go to facebook.com/Fox Sports and participate in the poll and check out the Fox College Saturday question of the week. A lot of talk about the future of Texas head coaching. Two prestigious programs, Joey, in college football. Alabama. Saban tried the NFL route, jumped back into the college ranks. Up the middle goes Sims. And a host of white jerseys on top of number 3. Millard, by the way, on that last drive was 3 for 3, 42 yards.
That's what he needs to do. The responsibility for moving this offense now is going to fall on his shoulders. Again here, Texas in a single safety look. You see only one safety right in the middle of the field there. They're committing everybody else up to the line of scrimmage to stop Charles White in this running game.
Millard from the shotgun, bounces around his feet. He's pressured from behind and throws that ball away. Steve Edmond, number 33, came strong. And brings up 3rd down.
And Craig, this pressure was able to get home because of the play of the corners. They locked up the wide receivers outside and allowed Edmonds to get home. Nearly what you'd call a coverage sack, where the coverage was so good that it allowed the defensive linemen and the linebackers to get into the backfield.
Well, so far, Texas front and linebackers have been in that backfield of West Virginia all night long. 3rd down and 8. Again, they show the blitz on the corners. Millard stands tall. Here they come, and down he goes. Bind him off the edge. Fumble, the pressure again, and all of a sudden Millard, who looked so great on that last series, coughs it up for the 2nd time tonight.
And Craig, this is the exact same defense that they ran the last time they caused the fumble by Quandre Diggs. What they're doing is they're giving that cover 0 look. But when the ball is snapped, the defensive linemen are dropping out and getting in the passing lanes. It's confusing Millard and allowing the defensive backs time to get home. There, Carrington Bindum makes the sack. Last time it was Quandre Diggs, but both times they ran that same look and confused Paul Millard.
Cedric Reed recovered that fumble. There he is, number 88. Millard, you saw in that replay, Joey, had the ball bounce back into his stomach and it popped back out. Texas in business, down by 6, under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. And a wild one it's been here in Morgantown. Straight ahead, Brown stacked up, hit first by, guess who? The big hitter, the strong safety, Darwin Cook.
Well, you got to give the West Virginia defense a ton of credit so far. The offense has given them a short field a couple times now, and this game could very easily be a big lead for Texas, but instead they forced 2 turnovers. They've held them on a short field. This defense for West Virginia is playing fantastic football.
2nd down goal as McCoy pedals back, goes to the end zone, timing pass, it's up and it's out of bounds, incomplete. Mike Davis was the intended receiver. Good coverage, Ishmael Banks, number 34. West Virginia trying to help out their offense. Millard, who stepped in for the injured Clint Trickett, he was shaken up on a sack, and Millard has had moments of despair and moments of greatness, and he just fumbled the football away, and Texas with a chance to go up top with a touchdown. 3rd down and goal. Again, up top. Shipley for a moment, and then it was knocked away.
Oh, and there was a missed opportunity for Texas. That's usually a play that Jackson Shipley makes. He has the ball in his hands.
That was Dillon, number 9.
Boy, KJ Dillon getting up and making a nice play right there at the end to strip the ball from Jackson Shipley.
Popped it off his pads. Mac Brown signaled a touchdown just a little bit early. This will be a 25-yard field goal attempt by Farah, coming right at you, splits the uprights, and Texas gets 3 after the fumble by Millard. Joe, you got to tip your hat to West Virginia on the defensive side.
Absolutely. Ishmael Banks, KJ Dillon, Darwin Cook. These guys are coming up big for the West Virginia defense.
Let's go downstairs to Mr. Defense, Ryan Neese.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Defense. I like that, Craig. And I'll tell you what, Keith Patterson has to be impressed with the way his defense is played in sudden changes. Their ability to go on the field, not be disgruntled because their offense turned the ball over, but focus on their responsibilities to come up with big plays and big stops. That's a win for them right there. They did a great job defensively, putting pressure on the quarterback and shutting down the run.
4:56 left. 4 plays, Joey. They lost a yard on that possession. Second season as D coordinator is Keith Patterson.
Well, Keith Patterson is calling an aggressive game tonight. They're on within the 5-yard line. He was bringing heat. He was putting the responsibility on his corners to lock up those wide receivers. Remember, the corners they have going right now, Ishmael Banks, Travis Bell, they're not natural corners. They're safeties that have moved out. Travis Bell moved from free safety last year. Ishmael Banks has played some safety, has a couple of interceptions, but he is really putting a lot of responsibility and a lot of trust in the secondary, and they're coming up big for him.
Kick inside the 10. Cartwheel down Smallwood at the 10-yard line. You know what? Despite this ball game tonight, miscues, fumbles, picks, West Virginia's got to find a way to keep the handle.
Well, when they have had the football, they've moved it fairly well, but that's been their Achilles heel so far, is turning the football over. I know that Texas is going to pressure you. They're an aggressive defense, but you have to eliminate the negative plays. I mean, take a sack. Take a 2 or 3 yard loss, but you can't give up the football. That's what's going to lose the football game.
5 miscues combined here in the first half of play. West Virginia goes back on the attack. Millard, the handoff. Dreama Smith up to the 14-yard line. Understand that Clint Trickett is in the locker room, Joey. He was pounded. We saw him a couple of weeks ago against Baylor, took a beating. He's been playing with a AC joint, which is a separation of the right shoulder, and he took a blow tonight, and now Millard is in relief. Second down, 7. Dreama Smith follows his blockers and gets the first down past the 21.
Well, Craig, here's what happened to Clint Trickett on that injury. A fumble, or lost the ball a little bit. A defensive lineman came free and just dropped him to the ground. Like you said, a tough player playing with an AC joint separation from Baylor, re-aggravated against Kansas State. He's a tough young man.
Fresh downs, 1st and 10. Play clock to 6. Millard takes a 2-step drop, goes up top. Nearly a big-time catch as Kevin White went up high and nearly took it off the helmet of Duke Thomas.
Well, that's the 3rd time you've seen the West Virginia quarterbacks try and get the ball deep to Kevin White, and he's a big target. 6'3", he can go up and make a play. But Duke Thomas there right at the last minute making a great recovery and knocking the ball out of his hands.
Out of Killeen, Texas, a couple of picks, only a sophomore. Second down and 10. 3:37 left to play first half. Millard on a play-action fake, throws to the flat. On the hands of Sims. Not much, maybe 2 yards. And Adrian Phillips, the 3-year letterman out of Garland, Texas, with the tackle.
You know, it's interesting. Coach Holgerson told us before the game that this was going to be a heavy dose of Charles Sims. In between the tackles, out in the flat, as a wide receiver. But once Clint Trickett went out of the ball game, that has to change. It now has to become Kevin White, and it has to become Dakeil Shorts to open up, to soften that Texas defense, to allow Charles Sims to run the football.
Under 3 minutes, first half remaining, 3rd down and 8. Millard, middle screen, Sims, watch out. Up the middle he goes, and a shoestring tackle saves a touchdown at the 45-yard line. What a tackle by Adrian Phillips, number 17 for Texas.
Well, we said at the start of this game, Charles Sims is their playmaker, and they're going to get the ball to him in as many possible ways as they can.
Fresh downs, 1st and 10. Dreamer Smith stacked up Malcolm Brown, the defensive tackle for Texas, wrapped him up around the ankles. Let's check in with Ryan Neese.
Craig and Joey, once again, we see Charles Sims come up with a big-time play. He's the playmaker. They got to continue to feed him to move these chains forward.
He averages 84 yards a game on the ground, and he's turned into their best receiver as well. There's a quick pitch, Alford with the catch, and they're going to mark him just short of the 1st down. Clock runs under 2 minutes. And he comes up hobbling. I don't know if that's a cramp. Looks like it is.
Well, Craig, what Paul Millard was able to do there was take a quick hitch. If you're going to play single safety and you're going to play your corners off, just take the 4 yards, take the 5 yards, because now it puts you in a 3rd and 1 situation as opposed to a 3rd and 5 or 6.
8th play of his drive coming up. Play clock runs down to 4. Millard. Hand off, 1st down and more. Power run by Dreamer Smith. What a football name. Dreamus. Love it.
It's Dreamus's backfield mate, Charles Sims, that really opens things up for everybody. Hey, Ryan, what's it like as a defender to try and game plan for a guy like this?
Joey, it's extremely difficult. When you got a guy like that's so elusive, that can run the ball, that can make a couple jukes inside the hole, I'm telling you, that's extremely hard as a defensive player to get yourself ready to make the tackle. You continue to feed him, you get on your heels as a defensive player, you start missing plays.
Devontae Mathis just caught that ball at 19, and all of a sudden Millard has really opened things up here. They are concentrating on Sims, and a lot of players, offensive weapons, are getting involved in West Virginia's offensive game plan.
Well, they're throwing the football. They're able to throw the ball. They're taking the quick hitches. They're throwing the quick screens. They're throwing the bubbles. And that's what they're going to have to do. No matter who it is, they're going to have to throw the football right now to soften up this Texas defense, because I don't believe that Texas is going to consistently line up in a formation that's going to allow West Virginia to run the ball. Got
a player down. That's Adrian Phillips, a strong safety. Make sure you stay close. It's a Pizza Hut halftime report with Rob Stone, Eddie George, and Joe Klatt hanging out in Los Angeles tonight. Busy day, busy night in college football. And don't forget, Jay Glazer, exclusive interview tomorrow with Richie Incognito. And you can hear they're going to tease you a little bit during halftime about that conversation.
Well, I think we're all
there's a lot of
waiting to see exactly what Richie says, and
a lot of layers of this story,
absolutely.
and they keep getting peeled away. And I'm sure there's more to come. So tune in at halftime for a sneak peek, and tomorrow the entire interview with Jay Glazer.
Coming this way.
And Incognito. West Virginia up by 3. Joey trying to add to their lead. This will be 11 plays over 4 minutes off the clock. 2nd down. Wendell Smallwood is in the backfield with Millard. High snap. Nothing fancy about that play. It's just pushing the pile up to the 10-yard line. Pat Egger, Quentin Spain, that left side in the middle, throwing a nice block or two up front.
And Craig, sometimes it's just an attitude saying, I don't care how many people you put up at the line of scrimmage, I'm going to push you out of the way for my running back. That's what West Virginia's offensive line did right there.
1st down and goal, ball comes out. Timeout. Timeout, West Virginia. They'll burn their 2nd. Holgerson can be very animated. And he's dancing a bit right now. Not happy with that fumble exchange. He
could say he wears his emotions on his sleeve. Never one to shy away from an interview or hide what he's feeling.
Well, he understands the importance of these downs, plus the clock now working against West Virginia. He wants his touchdown. He doesn't want to settle for a field goal. He'll take it, but he'd rather find 6. Tip your hat to this guy. Millard started 0 for 5. He was short hopping everyone, Joey. And then since, he's hit 8 of 10. And he's flirting with 100 yards through the air.
Well, he's been quick, he's been efficient, he's been decisive. That's what it takes to be a quarterback in this West Virginia offense. Just make a decision and go. The last 2 drives, or the last 2 times they put drives together, you've seen the tempo going. You're so used to seeing Holgerson's offense get rolling with tempo. And when your quarterback makes quick decisions, it allows you to play with that tempo.
Now Texas wants to burn a timeout, both with 1 remaining here in the final seconds. And Joey, I'm guessing Mack Brown just wanted to see what West Virginia comes back with on the field. And they'll try to adjust. Mack Brown was huddled up with his D coordinator, Greg Robinson. That's quite a story, by the way. Came on week 3 after Manny Diaz was fired after that debacle against Brigham Young. Hadn't coached for 2 years, and boy, he's turned this defense around. Here we go, 18 seconds left. 2nd down goal here in the half. Millard stands in the pocket, throws up top, and just overthrows Da'Keil Shorts. We have not heard much from Shorts in this first half.
Well, yeah, all the balls have been going to Kevin White down the field because he's the bigger target. He's the stronger guy who can go up and make a catch. With these corners that are playing press coverage, when you get a single safety, he's the guy who the West Virginia quarterbacks have been trying to target. But right there, Da'Keil Shorts beat his man up the seam, and Paul Millard had a chance to get it to him for a touchdown.
I think completion stopped the clock. 14 seconds left. 3rd down and goal. Millard from the shotgun. Going to play it safe, trying to set up for a field goal in the middle of the field, and they hand it off to Sims, who works his way to about the 13-yard line. So they're going to run the clock down, and there's the timeout called. You just saw it called by Holgerson with 2 ticks left and enough time to get his field goal unit on the field for 3.
And I think if you're West Virginia, you're happy to get points. You'd love to have a touchdown, but you're happy to get points right now and go up by 6 going into this second half. Like, it's been a sloppy first half for everybody, but you got to figure when Texas comes out and defensively sacks you 5 times and forces 2 fumbles, to go into halftime with a 6-point lead has got to be a big win for West Virginia, because if you can clean up those things, if you can protect your quarterback, if you can allow him to continue to make quick decisions and get some tempo going, now you guys got something rolling here in the second half.
So Lambert will set up for a 30-yard attempt. Texas with 6 sacks, Joey, in the first half. From 30 yards, count it. And that lead now jumps to 6. 19-13 West Virginia on top of Mack Brown and the Texas Longhorns. Let's go downstairs. Ryan Neese.
Coach, you told us earlier in the week that your team needed to be physical. How impressed are you with the way they're playing in this first half?
Defensively, I'm very impressed with how physical we are. Offensively, we're not establishing a line of scrimmage. We're having a very hard time running the ball. They are outnumbering us in the box. We got to make one-on plays on the outside in order to be successful offensively.
Coach, can you give us an update on Clint and see if he's going to be able to come back in the second half?
Yeah, I don't think so. He kind of went blank there for a little bit, so that's really all I know. You got to keep calling plays, so I'll find out in here.
Any adjustments you need to make at halftime?
Well, we got to somehow be able to run the ball, and again, they're outnumbering us, and they're more physical than we are up front. On the offensive side, we'll make some plays on the outside. We're getting more comfortable with those new guys.
All right, Coach. Back up to you guys.
West Virginia 14-2 under Dana Holgerson when they lead at the half, and they're up by a count of 6 at halftime. 19-13. We now go to Rob Stone, Eddie George, and Joel Klatt in LA for the Pizza Hut halftime report.
Wonderful.
Welcome back to Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. Back in Morgantown, good one going between the Mountaineers and the Longhorns of Texas. Craig Bullerjack along with Joey Harrington. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Texas continues to play defense with Trickett injured and out, and how they're going to defend Paul Millard and this West Virginia offense.
Well, yeah, Coach Holgorsen essentially reiterated what we were talking about in the first half and how Texas is playing West Virginia. They're going to commit 7 guys to stopping the run. They're going to outnumber them in the run game. Look, 7 guys in the box for Texas against only 6 blockers for West Virginia. It's going to force Paul Millard to throw the ball against man-to-man coverage on the outside. When Paul Millard shows that he can consistently beat that man coverage, Texas will soften up and allow Charles Sims to get going in the running game. Until then, Texas is going to continue to play that aggressive style of defense and put it on the shoulders of Millard.
Remember, Texas gave the ball away to start this game. They wanted to start the third, and they've got the kick, and it takes a bounce into the end zone. Let's look at the first half stats brought to you by Kay Jewelers. And rushing yards in this game have been hard to come by.
Well, I think the rushing yards are a bit skewed because of how many sacks Texas has had. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that they're not running the ball as well as they thought they would. Coach Holgorsen said the same thing. They are being more physical than we are up front. Texas's defensive line is being more physical. But on the flip side, West Virginia's defense is also being more physical than Texas's offense. One of those things is going to have to break here in the second half.
86 yards, an interception from McCoy on 9 of 20 in the first half. They've got the football. Texas starts the third quarter down by 6. On the road here in Morgantown, winners of 5 in a row are the Longhorns. McCoy starts from the shotgun. Hand off, Jonathan Gray. Flag comes out. First yellow on the ground tonight. It was a, should I say, a flagless first half?
Number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Greg Daniels, the tight end, call for the infraction. Let's get a thought. I know you had a chance, Ryan, to talk to Mac Brown.
Craig, you're absolutely right. I had a chance to catch up with Coach Brown, and he said, we need to play consistently on offense. We just need to continue to play, continue to be patient. Defensively, I'm very happy with the way we're getting after the quarterback. And he said, hey, Ryan, quote, if we want to be a championship team, we have to win on the road when we're down. This is our opportunity.
A strong Mac Brown statement. First flag of the night. It cost Texas 10 yards on the holding call. They'll replay the first down. Bussing up the middle, still on his feet. Jonathan Gray, big yards, bumped out, 41-yard line. 210-pounder with speed and power. If you don't tackle him, you can't go high. You got to take his legs out. 27 yards. Able to run through a couple of tackles. Now McCoy glances to the sideline. First and 10.
Look at Case McCoy here, just directing traffic. He's getting Texas in the best play possible for this defensive look.
They'll go with play action. Throws it to the flat. And it looks like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, Jonathan Gray, and his hat came off. And he knew right off something wasn't right. What do you see, Joe? Calf? Just pulled up?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, right there. You could see that flutter. Did you see that little flutter on the calf?
In his calf? Well, it didn't look like he twisted anything.
He hobbles to the Texas sideline. We'll try to get an update. Malcolm Brown. We've seen a couple of fine players go out tonight. One in Trickett for West Virginia, the other for Texas. Their fine defensive tackle, and Chris Whaley. Not much up the middle.
Hey, Craig, watch this. Watch his right calf here. It's just going to flutter here as it hits the ground.
Look at that. Oh, right there. Wow. Great angle, great replay. 3rd down and 3 as you hear the bell toll again in Morgantown. Texas tonight, 1 of 9 converting on 3rd downs. Pressure. McCoy lets it fly up top, and at the last moment, reaching in to knock that ball away was Darryl Worley, the true freshman, and the pressure came quickly off the edge by Will Clark.
Well, Case McCoy did a great job of recognizing the pressure and trying to make a play up the sideline. Mike Davis has his man beat. Unfortunately, the ball is just a little bit short. Great recovery outside by the defensive back to knock that ball down.
That is a true freshman. William Penn Charter High School in Philadelphia. He's one of those speed guys that West Virginia coaches talk so highly of. And the type of player they need, Joey, is that made the transition to Big 12 play. High kick. That one angles to the far side of the field and takes a wicked bounce out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So when we come back, West Virginia on the field, we'll see more of Charles Sims. Let's see if he can get the motor running tonight in Morgantown. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pizza Hut. We celebrate those who go for greatness. Pizza Hut, make it great. By K Jewelers, every kiss begins with K. And by USAA, to everyone who has served this Veterans Day, USAA salutes you.
Craig, I think it's obvious that this is not a cramp now. Jonathan Gray heading back to the locker room. Unfortunate for this young man, but if you're Texas, you're lucky that you have 2 very talented running backs behind him in Malcolm Brown and Joe Bergeron, who've each had a lot of success from the running back position.
Good talent behind West Virginia's front line. Charles Sims, not much. And there he goes. What a talent. 9 carries tonight, 59 yards, over 6.5 yards a carry. And I tell you, one reason why you are a big-time program, you have to have depth, and Texas does at the running back position.
Well, yeah, Jonathan Gray was 2nd in the Big 12 in rushing with 724 yards coming into this game. But Malcolm Brown over the last 3 weeks has had nearly 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. And then, like we mentioned earlier, Joe Bergeron had 16 touchdowns last year. So they have the horses there to continue this running game.
Play clock to 3. Play clock to 2, got the snap away. Millard in his own end zone, fires it up. Great catch, going up high, climbing the ladder is Mario Alford. Let's see where his forward progress takes him to the 15-yard line. That's a 1st and 10 for West Virginia.
Well, and it's exactly what we talked about coming out of the break, as Paul Millard is going to have to throw the ball. Not necessarily big plays down the field, but just take those 6- and 7-yard chunks to move the chains and soften up the Texas defenders. Again, here's the look, Craig. We saw it at the end of the first half. Man coverage there and 7 guys in the box right there.
High snap, Millard. Quick throw, ball batted down, picked off. Adrian Phillips, and yet another turnover, and Texas is going to take it over after the pick by Adrian Phillips.
There's the pressure we've seen all night from Texas's defense. 5 sacks in the first quarter, causing 2 fumbles. They're loading the box up with 1 more guy than you could block in the running game, forcing Millard to throw. D-line comes clean up the middle, tips the ball, and Adrian Phillips makes a great interception and puts Texas, sets them up with a great field position here, knocking on the door.
Now Malcolm Brown put up those big arms. Number 90 deflected that pass. And here we go, Texas with the football, 1st and goal at the West Virginia 7-yard line. McCoy stretches it out. Malcolm Brown hits the edge, cut down. What a tackle by Carl Joseph. Went down low and knocked his feet out at the 8-yard line.
Well, Carl Joseph did a fantastic job of staying alive. He had a blocker right in front of him. He shed him off with his hands, got up and made the tackle, didn't allow him to get outside.
Back to the ground they go. maybe a yard. Brown stacked up along the far side. 3rd down at the 6-yard line. Good pursuit by the linebackers led by Brandon Golson. What do you call? Going to run it?
I don't think West Virginia's going to allow you to run it. They've shown the last 2 snaps that they're going to load it up, force Case McCoy to throw the ball up. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a jump ball to Mike Davis. Look for that pressure again that West Virginia has shown on 3rd down up to this point in the ball game.
Joe Bergeron, 24 in the backfield alongside McCoy. 3rd down and goal. McCoy, quick throw up top, incomplete. Shipley, they threw into double coverage. It was Cook and Worley. And McCoy, 3 quick plays, and the field goal unit's on.
Well, that was a great play call for this coverage here. They had press coverage on the wide receivers and ran a little switch route, which created a little bit of separation for Jackson Shipley. But it was just fantastic play, fantastic coverage by the West Virginia defense there, forcing a field goal instead of giving up a touchdown to Texas.
Anthony Farah in to try a 24-yard field goal. Off the far hash. And from 24 yards, Texas trims West Virginia's lead to 3. Well, McCoy, it's that close, just off the hands. Fox College Football is sponsored by Nissan, innovation that excites. Now they're excited tonight here in Morgantown.
As well they should be.
19-16 over Texas, winners of 5 in a row.
Hey, look, Craig, I would be excited, too, if you told me that West Virginia was going to turn the ball over 4 times, giving Texas 4 trips into the red zone, and only allowing 1 touchdown.
And still having a 3-point lead.
Absolutely. Texas has to find a way to convert these turnovers into touchdowns. I mean, think about this. They have, what, 6 sacks tonight? 6 sacks tonight. They had 5 in the first quarter, and they only have 16 points on the board.
I think the other surprise of this game is West Virginia's defense. Up the middle, they've been quick on the edge. They come up with some big plays in the secondary, knocking down that last pass to Shipley. So going to replay 4th down as we went to break. They took that play upstairs. A legal substitution, Joey, 12 on the field. And there's the extra man. So now they're going to mark the ball. And a field goal of 29 yards. 2 for 2 tonight, 37 and 29 for Anthony Farah. So for the moment, it's 19-13. Again off the far hash. And it's good from 29. And it remains now 19-16.
Doesn't change the fact that Texas has to score touchdowns. Whether you kick the field goal once or twice, it's still only 3 points. I mean, that's been the story of the night for both teams. Texas has turned the ball over. West Virginia has turned the ball over, but neither has consistently been able to score touchdowns.
Well, I call it mayhem in Morgantown. Miscues, sacks, fumbles, you name it, helmets off. We've seen it all.
There's so much stuff, we can't even get it in. We had to speed it up and go fast forward. Like you said, turnovers, fumbles, helmets off. The one thing we haven't seen is many penalties.
No.
Very clean ball game by both sides. Very aggressive, but very clean.
A clean first half, and one flag here in the third as Texas will boot it underneath of the 6-yard line. Smallwood. Flag comes out. Just as I mentioned,
Did we say a clean ball
lack
game?
of penalties. There's one back inside the 20-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 43 of the receiving team. Half the distance of the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
It's time for a Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break. Let's check in with Patrick O'Neill.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to you guys, Craig and Joey.
Patrick, thanks. We know about fumbles tonight. As we just mentioned, Craig Bolerjack, Joey Harrington, Ryan Neese with you in Morgantown. A penalty pushes West Virginia back inside their own 10-yard line. 1st and 10. Between the tackles, watch out. Sims breaks a tackle, finds open field 30. He's at the 40. And a touchdown-saving tackle. Texas jumps right on the back. It's Diggs, Quandre Diggs. Got a hole as Sims up top and took him down.
Well, that's the risk you run when you play that aggressive style of defense. If you allow the running back to get past that first level, there's less people in the secondary to make the tackle.
And a gain of 34 gives West Virginia a 1st down. Quick pitch, far side. Kevin White hit high and low, and he's knocked down at the 47-yard line by Duke Thomas. You know, it seems like from my vantage point, Millard seems to be a better, more effective quarterback with a more high-tempo offense.
Well, that's what they're doing right now, is getting back to that West Virginia tempo.
Now 2nd down and 5 as they hurry up and they hand off to Smallwood. He'll push his way past the 1st down marker to the 46. Nice drive after the penalty pushed West Virginia back inside, Joey, their own 10-yard line. They're moving with confidence. Another 1st down, 46-yard line. Millard, 3-step drop. Flips it out to Smallwood. Stiff arms his way, tiptoes down the sideline, pushed out, 38-yard line. Let's check in with Ryan Neese downstairs.
Joey and Craig, one of the things that's been impressive about this West Virginia offense is their ability to get the ball out of Millard's hands very quickly, which is not allowing Texas defensive linemen to get in the backfield. When he sits back there, they get to him. But right now, the ball's coming out so quick, they're on their heels.
Also, you're going to wear down that front four. You're going to have to force Texas to substitute. Hard to do so with this hurry-up offense. Again, up the middle, banging is Smallwood. Joey, the old gunslinger you are, as a quarterback, you like that 2nd down and short yardage. Now you move the chains, fresh downs.
Well, yeah, I think Ryan hit it on the head. They've got a tempo going. The ball's getting out of Millard's hands extremely fast. He's making quick decisions. That's the key, is he's making quick decisions and just getting the ball out.
That time a misread as he threw it into the back of Nikhil Shorts. He had two receivers in the area. Mario Alford the other. Sometimes hurry up can be a great friend. It can also come back and bite you on occasion.
Well, you know what? Right now, I think it's the friend of West Virginia, because Texas was really teeing off on Clint Trickett there in the 1st quarter with 5 sacks. Now they've been able to somewhat neutralize this pass rush for Texas by simply throwing the ball quickly.
Smallwood, Witten motion. Millard throws far side. Nothing fancy, pitch and catch. Smallwood, watch out, cuts it, 10, 5, down to the 2-yard line. Smallwood, and he got a block from Jordan Thompson and nearly found the end zone.
Well,
Pick up a 29.
He got a block from Jordan Thompson, but then he makes one-man miss, and this is what happens if you commit players to stopping the run at the line of scrimmage. You leave your DBs one-on-one on the outside.
West Virginia 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. High snap, Millard wants to run. He does. And gets back to the line of scrimmage. Shiro Davis with the tackle. He stumbled a bit out of the gate. That snap was a little high and never got rhythm on the run.
Hey, Craig, let's see if we go back to that power running game that Coach Holgerson talked about and see if Charles Sims, right here in the backfield, They did it earlier, right off tackle.
They said they'd run in power at least 20 times between the tackles. Instead, they run on play action. They roll and they throw, and it's incomplete to the H-back, Cody Clay.
And you're going to have a roughing the passer here, Craig.
Late hit on Millard.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 55, defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
That's a middle backer, Dalton Santos.
Well, Craig, they faked off this power. Earlier in the game, they ran the power off tackle for a touchdown. This time they fake it to Charles Sims. He had the fullback in the flat. Millard was a little bit late and a little bit low getting the ball to him, but they benefited from a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, you saw Santos go to the face of Millard, first and goal. Here's the power inside, pushing in, touchdown Sims.
Well, that's twice now, Craig, that West Virginia has capitalized on a Texas turnover by running power on the goal line and just shoving it down Texas's throat. They tried to get tricky on the last play, missed the guy in the fullback, or in the flat, said, you know what, we're coming right back to it, try and stop it.
Sims finds the end zone for the third time, and the PAT is up by Lambert. (26-16) here in Morgantown. Sims, he set it up with the big run and then takes it the final 3 yards. West Virginia 26, Texas 16 on Fox. Oh yes, the Maniacs, they've had a big night tonight in Morgantown as West Virginia owns a 26-16 lead on Texas. Good kick. 2 yards deep. Johnson takes a pop back at the 22. Well, there's nothing like college football. There's nothing like Maniacs in Morgantown.
That's the great part about college football, is that student section there. You don't get the student section in the NFL too much.
So now Case McCoy goes back to work, down by 10, and they'll start this drive at the 25-yard line. Malcolm Brown runs it to the 30, a pickup of 5. He'll get carries now after Gray went to the locker room with the calf. We'll also see Joe Bergeron, I'm sure, number 24. A pickup officially of 6 yards, and the clock runs up on 7 minutes. Little quick toss. Good read by West Virginia. DeJay Johnson tackled by Kwiatkowski. No quit in number 35, that's for sure. Now, Texas is going to have to pump. But Joey, as you mentioned a couple of times, third down, pardon me, you got to stay on focus. You got to stay on game plan still, right? You're down 10?
Absolutely you do. And if you're Texas, expect pressure, expect man coverage like you've seen on just about every third down this game.
2 wide receivers, top of your screen. Third down for McCoy on a quick flip, and he converts. And first down to Kendall Sanders with the reception.
Great recognition by Case McCoy, seeing the linebackers bring pressure, knows he has his wide receiver running a slant, and just throws to the vacated area.
Well, McCoy is going to have to direct the calm nature of Texas. Malcolm Brown alongside in the backfield. Right at 6 minutes left, third quarter. Delay up the middle. West Virginia again reads it well. They stay at home at the 40-yard line. Kwiatkowski makes the initial hit. Let's check in with Ryan.
Craig and Joe, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Jonathan Gray. They took him back in the locker room like we saw. It's a lower leg injury. He's out for the rest of the game. His mom also went back to the locker room to check on her son to make sure he was okay.
All right, thank you, Ryan. We'll see Joe Bergeron, number 24. He's waiting, second down 9. They slip it. And again, I'm impressed with the stay-at-home, play the lanes attitude, Joey, of West Virginia.
They've done it all night. Darwin Cook, Carl Joseph, Nick Kwiatkowski, these guys have been making plays for West Virginia's defense all night. And again, Craig, another third down here. Let's see if West Virginia goes back to that third down pressure that they've been so successful with today.
Just 2 of 12 tonight. Third down conversions. West Virginia showed blitz. They pull back. McCoy in the pocket, slings it in traffic, and the ball is caught just past or right at the 50-yard line, and that is a big catch. Jackson Shipley went up top and grabbed it in front of K.J. Dillon.
And that's who Case McCoy goes to when he needs a first down conversion. Jackson Shipley is his security blanket. He always knows where he's going to be. He has a great feel for running man or zone routes.
41 receptions now for Shipley, his second tonight. Toss it to Shipley again. This time, though, out in front, incomplete. That stops the clock with 4:22 left here in the third.
Well, Craig, I was saying Jackson Shipley knows how to get himself open versus man routes and zone routes. There he feels the man coverage, keeps the defender on his back, and gives Case McCoy a lane to throw the football. Gives him a spot.
8th play of this drive as Texas takes a glance at the sideline. McCoy calm with 4, with 3 to hike it. Got it away. Stands in the pocket, throws up top, has a man right on the button. Gonna walk it in, touchdown, and Mike Davis. Wide open, he got behind Worley, the freshman, and Texas, just like that, goes 49 yards.
Well, if you play that aggressive style of defense over and over and over against a talented team like Texas, eventually you're gonna give something up. Watch the protection here by the offensive line, picking up the blitz and allowing Case McCoy to find his one-on-one receiver outside. And there aren't too many guys in the country who can run with the speed of Mike Davis.
6th touchdown reception of the season for Davis. 49 yards. Farrah with the PAT. It's good. What a game in Morgantown. Texas rallies back. They're down 3. 49-yard touchdown catch. McCoy to Davis on Fox. So far, a night of emotion, a night of sacks, a night of miscues, and a close one. 26-23, West Virginia trying to stop Texas' 5-game winning streak. McCoy just went up top 49 yards to Davis. 8 plays. Enjoy the most important part of that drive. They were 2 for 2 on third down conversions.
Well, Case McCoy has done a great job of recognizing when to take a shot and when to run the ball. And there he had the opportunity to take a shot up the sideline to Mike Davis, and it paid off.
Alford takes a knee, 2 yards in. And Joey, how about if we look at the Heisman watch brought to you by Nissan?
Well, you know what? People think that Marcus Mariota should be knocked out of this conversation, but I think that he should fall back from the clear front runner into the pack of players. Bryce Petty has a great chance to move up with games against Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and Texas. Jameis Winston continues to do what he's done all year, and A.J. McCarron just continues to do what he's done his entire career, win football games and put up big numbers.
You know, I hate to say he facilitates or manages, but he does. Rarely makes a mistake, and one reason why Alabama stays on top in college football. Yeah, you got to take a strong look at Petty and what Baylor's accomplished thus far. West Virginia 26, Texas 23 here in Morgantown. Over the top, tough throw, dangerous. As Millard jumped and threw, and Sims nearly brought it down, incomplete.
And Craig, they were so close to a huge play, West Virginia, on that time. Again, Texas committed everybody to the line of scrimmage, no safeties in the middle field, and Charles Sims slipped right through the line of scrimmage, and had he come down with that catch, there was literally nobody to tackle him.
Second down and 10. Texas eyes number 3, and they chase him down. Motion spills. Desmond Jackson, number 99, in on the tackle. That's a loss of 1. Millard pedals back, pressure, down he goes. Ball comes out, it was batted, and now there's a pile up at the 25-yard line. Millard, Joey, has had struggles tonight hanging on to the football.
And take a guess, take a wild guess at who that pressure came from. Jackson Jeffcoat off the edge, another sack fumble. He has been an absolute terror in the West Virginia backfield tonight, and they nearly come up with another fumble recovery there, setting up their offense on a short field.
I just happened to glance at the swim move he put on the redshirt freshman, Adam Pankey, the right tackle. Didn't have a chance. Johnson awaits the punt. It's a good one. Pedals back to the 26. Deshae Johnson, so quick, spins out of one tackle and works his way to the 33-yard line. Timeout in Morgantown. Good one. 26-23, Mountaineers. I guess that's left over from Halloween.
Or it's just a Saturday night. You remember being in college, Craig? Come on now, wasn't that long ago?
Yeah, you got to have some fun.
Who didn't wear a banana suit on a Saturday night in college?
Hookham's here. McCoy. Back to work he goes. His brother Colt, of course, 2-time Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. McCoy told us, look, I'm going to keep the family name alive. And he's doing the best he can. Senior go back to work as he stands in the pocket, throws deep. That ball hangs, and it's incomplete. Texas coaches wanted a flag, they get one. Mike Davis battling Ishmael Banks. Banks grabbed his arm, and they're going to throw a flag on pass interference.
When you see that called so often when a ball is underthrown or you throw that back shoulder.
34 defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
The corner gets so wrapped up in trying to cover the receiver that when he stops his route and comes back to the ball, there's that contact. Look, Mike Davis stops, Ishmael Banks goes rolling by.
There's the arm grab.
And just reaches out and grabs him. It's a good call. But going back to what you said a moment ago about Colt and Case, I love Case's attitude. I love what he told us about the fire, about his drive to be the best, about knowing that he's always got to live up to something, and therefore he's got to prepare and play even harder. You got to love that attitude, and that's the attitude that you can follow if you're a teammate of Case McCoy.
Great point. Bergeron wrapped up. They'll lose a couple of yards back to the 45-yard line. Bergeron, a terrific talent out of Mesquite, Texas. He's been trying to fight his way back into playing time, Joy. Early fumble issues. First couple, 3 weeks of the season.
Well, yeah, he and Malcolm Brown split the ball-carrying duties 2 years ago. And last year, Joe Bergeron was the short yardage back at 6'2", 230 pounds. I mean, the guy can just power through, had 16 touchdowns. But it's been a crowded backfield this year.
McCoy in the pocket, flushed. Throws to the safety valve, stumbling, rumbling, and the ball is caught by Daniels, a tight end. How about that grab? Only his second reception of the season. The junior out of Houston.
And had he come down with that ball cleanly and had a chance to hit the sideline, there weren't too many defenders out there for West Virginia. One of the things that Case McCoy does very well, he's not an extremely fast guy, but he's elusive. He has that feel in the pocket, and he can break, contain, and keep a play alive just like he did there.
Crowd's up, 3rd down and 5. Under 2 minutes left, third quarter. McCoy throws, sideline, up top. How did Mike Davis hang on to that football. Took a lick from Travis Bell.
And what a perfectly thrown pass by Case McCoy, and what a fantastic catch by Mike Davis. In traffic, you had a split second to make that play. Great job by the Texas wide receiver and quarterback.
29-yard pickup, first down. Texas. Bergeron throws his 230-pound body straight ahead at the 13-yard line.
Here's the situation that Texas has been in 4 times tonight. And 3 times they've come up with field goals. Inside the red zone, Texas has to score touchdowns. It sounds like a simple thing, but West Virginia's defense has gotten really stingy inside the 20-yard line. They must score touchdowns if they're going to try and get back into this game.
Second down and 5. Quick hitter. Bergeron stumbles, keeps his feet. First down, just past the 8-yard line.
And that's what Joe Bergeron brings. 6'2", 230 pounds, but has the ability to stop and cut back and make people miss.
Oh, yes. Not once, but twice on that particular carry. He's good for over 5.5 yards a touch.
It's high praise, I know, but he reminds me of a younger Eddie George.
First and goal. Final seconds of the third. McCoy, quick toss up top he goes. And it falls incomplete. He had Jackson Shipley with man coverage with Ishmael Banks. Seventh play of this drive. Second down goal. Bergeron trots in, touchdown, Texas. Third rushing touchdown for Bergeron, and Texas on top, 29-26, with the point after to follow.
At some point, you have to figure the dam's going to break. If you keep running the ball inside and running it and pounding it over and over and over, you're expecting a defense to wear down in the second half. Texas has not abandoned their game plan of running between the tackles and then taking their shots outside.
Farah boots it up and good, and with 16 ticks left on the third quarter clock, the Longhorns up by 4 on the road in Morgantown. Tomorrow from Kansas City, it's the Big 12 Women's Soccer Championship, and these fans in Morgantown will be cheering on their #1 ranked Mountaineers when they take on 6th ranked Oklahoma State. Is the Big 12 Women's Soccer Championship tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Bergeron has waited for the second opportunity, and tonight taking advantage. Good power back, good speed. And Joey, we talked about depth of Texas. It's 3 deep.
It is
at the running back position.
It absolutely is. And Joe Bergeron was actually a fullback in high school. He came to Texas's camp as a senior. They put him on a clock. He ran a 4.4. They thought, hey, we may have something here.
Yeah,
let's offer him a scholarship.
You think?
Yeah.
At 4.4, 7 plays, 67 yards. Longhorns booted away. It's going to be short, just inside the 15-yard line. Smallwood sets a couple of nice returns tonight. Flag comes out. Flags out at the 32. And we'll get the call from Alan Eck.
Away from the play, personal foul, face mask, number 35 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Joey, not the time to get reckless. Time for a game break. Let's check in with Patrick O'Neill.
Hey, Craig, thanks. Have quietly won 4 in a row. Craig and Joey, back to you.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it around with Notre Dame. 4 straight, looking to make it 5. That ball's tipped up and falls incomplete. Charles Sims, the intended receiver. Glad you're with us here in Morgantown. Craig Bolerjack, Joey Harrington, Ryan Neese along the sideline. Milan Puskar Stadium. Texas Longhorns. Oh, they're here. They travel well. Millard, quick throw on the hands of Sims. Breaks a tackle, dances down the sideline, and 3 seconds left in this quarter. Sims has really shown his versatility tonight, Joey. It's amazing. Catching, running.
Well, he's a leading rusher on the team, the second leading receiver on the team.
Yards after the initial hit. Very impressive. We played 3. 30-26. Longhorns on the road, trying to make it 6 straight wins. We'll be back with a final quarter on Fox.
On Fox.
Yes, it's a nighttime game in Morgantown. Entertaining to say the least, hard-hitting. Miscues. Been a night of mayhem. Hard hits, hard knocks from the opening kick, and the Longhorns have the lead with 15 minutes left to play. It's 30-26 Texas.
What a great atmosphere here in Morgantown. My first trip here, I got to say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this crowd. I'm impressed with this team.
That's the Longhorns' first trip in. Trying to pull off a road win, make it 6 in a row. Millard goes up top, ball hangs. The battle for the, oh my! What a push and shove match it was. Both had the opportunity to go up for the football, and Kevin White won that battle back inside the 20-yard line.
Watch Kevin White simply put Carrington, bind him on his back, just like he's boxing out a basketball player for the rebound. That's the 4th time they've tried to hit that play to Kevin White. Eventually it's going to break. He's a big, strong, physical wideout, 6'3", just getting a rebound, going up and making a play.
A gain of 31. This back and forth battle continues. Longhorns show blitz. They back out first. Fresh downs, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Sims gets the carry. Breaks a tackle. Oh, what a move. Jitters on a 1. Put a hand down, and he gets to the 7-8-yard line. And Cedric Reed and Jeffcoat brought him down.
And that's what happens when you make a play in the passing game. It allows you to come back with a play in the running game. The defense is thinking about that. They have to soften up. They have to honor something outside. Millard is going to have to continue to make those plays in the passing game if they're going to want to run Charles Sims here in the 4th quarter.
A pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2. Millard, timing pass up top. Jump ball, incomplete. Kevin White, they wanted to use that 6'3" frame again up against Bindum. That brings up 3rd down and 2.
Here's that look again, Craig. No safeties in the field.
Bouncing outside, Dreamer Smith. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Joey, Texas put the whole front 11. I mean, they loaded the front. And the key was that Smith able to hit the edge.
Exactly. When you commit everybody to stopping the run up the middle, you must contain the running back. Right here, Dalton Santos needs to keep contained, knowing that he has all his help on the inside. Instead, Dreamer Smith gets around the corner and walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
Extra point through the uprights. We're bouncing around in Morgantown. What a game. West Virginia retakes the lead over Texas. 33-30. Dreamus. What a dream run. He's up. He gives West Virginia a 3-point lead. Fox College Football is sponsored by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. By KSC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KSC plus football equals Couchgating. And by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. Dreamus Smith caps off an 6-play, 52-yard drive. How about West Virginia? A season-high 4 rushing touchdowns against Texas.
Well, they didn't fold. I mean, a lot of people may have thought that West Virginia would just fold after Texas goes in and scores a touchdown to go ahead. But this West Virginia team is going to fight to the end of this game.
Johnson at the 2-yard line. Watch out, 30. 35, stops and bumped out at the 34.
Hey, Craig, watch 2 great blocks inside by Nick Kindler and Cody Clay, sealing off the inside, and then it's Charles Sims right here on the block on Santos. Dreamus Smith has a huge lane to go up the inside, but instead chooses to go out around. Makes it a little more difficult just to impress the people at home, right?
Luckily, he's got some good speed.
Exactly.
You're right. Could have cut it back and made it easy on himself, but he goes on the edge and trots in for the touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown. 33-30, West Virginia. Texas at their own 34-yard line. McCoy goes back to work, slings it along the far side on the hands of Johnson. And he's driven out of bounds at the 37 by Carl Joseph, the hard-hitting free safety. He was a freshman All-American. A year ago, 104 tackles with 2 picks.
Well, Carl Joseph and Darwin Cook really play off of each other. Darwin Cook is the veteran, Joseph the youngster, really almost challenging each other to get better every week.
Competition's good. 2nd down 7, straight ahead running. Malcolm Brown, the ball carrier, short of the first. That brings up 3rd down and 2 yards.
And after Texas, you got to expect that pressure again. They've been getting man coverage looks.
Third down and 2 for Case McCoy. Here comes West Virginia up the middle. They slide it middle of the field. Shipley, big catch, moved the chains right at the 50-yard line.
And that's 2 drives in a row now where Case McCoy has found Jackson Shipley for a huge 3rd down conversion. If Case McCoy needs a tough catch, if he needs to move the chains, he's going to look for Shipley.
Every quarterback needs that possession receiver, and for McCoy, it is Shipley. 4 catches tonight. He had 39 when the night started. Here comes Malcolm Brown. Skips out of a tackle, but then hit high and low at the 48-yard line. Kwiatkowski was there with Banks. Every yard's been hard to come by tonight. 95 on the ground for Texas, 65 for West Virginia. Sack yards have taken a lot of those yards away for the Mountaineers. 3 wide, top of your screen. McCoy on 2nd down and 8.
And here's the pressure look again. Case McCoy getting his team into the right play.
McCoy feels the pressure, lobs it, and it falls incomplete. Bergeron, or was it Johnson? Yes, Johnson was running free, and coming up with the pressure was Golson. Let's go downstairs and check in with Ryan Neese.
Joey and Craig, you just said pressure. I think the pressure lies on Texas's offensive line. They have to do a great job protecting Case McCoy against this pressure of West Virginia's defense, and they got to do a great job opening up run lanes to try to establish the run to allow their offense to continue to move the ball down the field.
5 of 15 tonight on 3rd down conversions. They've made 4 in a row. McCoy in the pocket throws, picked, and a flag's out, picked off. Darwin Cook. Picked off, put a flag back around the 40-yard line.
And Craig, I think you're going to get a hold here on the West Virginia secondary.
Prior to the pass, Holding. Number 9, defense. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The flag's on K.J. Dillon.
And here he is right inside, locked up with Jackson Shipley. Jackson goes to the outside, and there it is. Gets his arms, absolutely wraps around.
And that allowed Cook to walk in front of that pass and pick it. I'll tell you, the pressure of this game, you can see it on the face of head coach Dana Holgerson. West Virginia holding on to a 3-point lead, under 12 minutes left in this one. Johnson can't get the edge. Dropped for a loss back to the 42-yard line. And guess who made up for that play? K.J. Dillon.
Absolutely. The wide receiver for Texas tried to come in and make the block, but K.J. Dillon read the play, recognized it, and reacted. Great play by K.J. Dillon in the West Virginia defense.
A loss of 4, 2nd down and 14. Longhorns set 3 wide receivers. Near side, McCoy feels pressure from the edge, flush. He's on the run, stumbles and throws. Dontrell Hyman, I mean, coming strong. So it's 3rd down, and for the 2nd time tonight, referee Alan Eck explains to the crowd outside the tackle box. And McCoy, you can see that turf, that artificial turf, all over the backside of number 6. He's been on the deck quite a bit.
Key 3rd down here for Texas. They need to get themselves at the very least into field goal position right now.
McCoy in the pocket, throws, zips a pass middle of the field, and it's caught. Shipley covers up, protects the ball, and rumbles inside the 10-yard line.
3rd down, where's the ball going, Craig? Jackson Shipley.
Got a man down, that's Dillon. 36 yards, and again, you go back to your playing days, did you not have a 3rd down guy?
You absolutely... The perfect example for me is when I had Wes Welker with the Miami Dolphins. I knew that he could read a defense better than any receiver out there. And so he knew when to run versus man, he knew when to sit versus zone, and that made you feel comfortable as a quarterback that he would always find himself an opening.
Well, he's got 5 receptions tonight for 63 yards. He's caught at least 5 passes in 11 of his last 13. And Dillon now slow to get up. Keep an eye. Just slips and stumbles. Shaken up, but walks off the field. Getting back to Shipley for a moment, Joey. 44 receptions this year. 28 have gone for 1st down.
He's a 1st down machine. I mean, he is... It sounds cliche to say he always looks for him on 3rd down, but that's the case. I mean, when you know that you need a completion, you're going to go to the guy that you feel most comfortable with. I think a really telling stat, though, is that 43 receptions, but he has no touchdowns this year. He's the guy in the middle of the field. Mike Davis, he's the guy who goes for a big play for a touchdown.
McCoy under center. Hand off straight ahead. A yard, Malcolm Brown to the 5. Clock hits the 10-minute mark.
And now's where, if you are Texas's offensive line, Mason Walters, Dominic Espinosa, Trey Hopkins, use your experience, and it's time to overpower the West Virginia defensive line. You're going to have to push somebody around inside the 5-yard line here if you want to get into the end zone.
Those are 2 seniors and a sophomore. 10th play of this drive. McCoy again settles underneath the center. His movement up front. I saw 81 jump. Daniels. Here's the call.
Ball start. Number 81. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
March it back 5.
Craig, I'm not sure I agree with this call. Watch the defensive line for West Virginia. Right there. The new rule in college football a couple years ago is that the defense can influence. If they influence the offensive lineman to jump, the penalty's on the defense.
How about Mac Brown's emotion, his reaction? Second down goal. Play clock under 5. McCoy's got to hurry. He'll step and throw. He wanted Shipley, and Ishmael Banks has done a terrific job covering those passes to the end zone, those corner passes.
Well, Ishmael Banks has done a great job of breaking up passes at the last minute. Had a great breakup on the opposite end zone against Mike Davis, there against Jackson Shipley. For somebody whose true position is safety, he's done a wonderful job at corner tonight for West Virginia.
All right, listen in. Third down and goal. McCoy up top, over the shoulder catch. Touchdown Shipley. Could not have put the ball on a better spot. McCoy to Shipley.
And when Case McCoy needs a completion, who's he going to? He's going to Jackson Shipley. Jackson runs a corner route from the inside slot here, has the defender on inside leverage. And what a perfectly thrown ball by Case McCoy there.
Officials made sure he came up with a possession as he hit the turf hard, and he beat a good cover man in the safety, Carl Joseph.
Wow.
Anthony Farah will try to make it a 4-point spread at the 8:57 mark here in the 4th. Kick is good.
Kick is good.
And Texas. Back and forth we go in Morgantown. 37-33 Texas. Over the shoulder, reaching out Shipley. And McCoy loves it on Fox. Big 12 standings this season. Here we go. 6th ranked Baylor, 5-0 in conference play, undefeated overall. Texas, they're 5-0 in conference play. Oh, so big here in Morgantown.
Well, how about this? The Big 12, the top 3 teams all play each other in the next 3 weeks. Baylor, Texas, and Oklahoma State all have games against each other over the next 3 weeks.
On a touchback, 5 yards deep. Let's check in and get a word from Ryan Neese. Ryan.
Joey, Craig, Paul Millard was on the sidelines telling all of his teammates, this is what we play for. We got to go out and execute. This is exactly why we love playing college football. It was great to see that emotion out of your quarterback.
Well, Ryan, especially since Millard's taken over for the injured Clint Trickett, who just joined us. He was hurt in the first half of play. Millard had struggles, Joey, you'll agree, but he's found some good rhythm here after a sluggish start.
Well, he has, and he's running Dana Holgerson's offense, I think, like he's used to seeing it. Quick, efficient, he's making great decisions.
37-33 Texas. Millard flush from the pocket, dumps it to the middle of the field, and flipped over as Sims. In fact, they'll lose a yard on that play as Steve Edmond chased him down.
Doing a great job of reading the screen by Edmond, getting off of the block on the inside, and scraping down the line of scrimmage.
West Virginia 4-5, 2-4 in Big 12 play, coming off that overtime win against TCU on the road in Fort Worth last week. Texas again loads up that front line. Here they come. Slipping through for a couple is Sims. Joey, he was just a half a step, one arm away from going.
Yes, he was. And Texas ran that look. They ran a few times in the first half where they get everybody up by the line of scrimmage, make the quarterback think that pressure's coming, and then drop out the D lineman. And since the D lineman was there, they were able to make the tackle before Sims took it deep.
Millard, middle of the field. Mario Alford off to the races. No one will catch him, and into the end zone goes West Virginia.
Well, Coach Holgerson said going into halftime that it was going to be the wide receivers who were going to have to make a play in the second half, and that's exactly what they did. Great recognition by Paul Millard, great throw, and then just flat-out speed from Mario Alford.
Now, how about Alford running away from the Texas secondary? Joey, 72 yards. That breakaway speed's impressive as he outrun Duke Thompson. Outran into the end zone, and this back-and-forth game continues. PAT makes it a 40-37 ball game, 7:39 left. I would stay close.
I'm not going anywhere.
I would stay close. Millard doing his thing. 72 yards.
Welcome back to Morgantown, where West Virginia hits a big strike for a touchdown, gets this energy going, gets the Mountaineer going, and gets our Ryan Neese going down there with the push-ups. What do you think, Craig? I think Ryan needs a little more extension.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if those
if those count.
And a little body bump. I don't know, Ryan. You got to work on those push-ups, my friend. You got to have full extension for it to count now.
Hey, guys, I got it in. I'm out of breath now.
You got the 40 in. It's 40-37, West Virginia. 1 yard deep, Marcus Johnson. Gets a tackle, swings his way out to the 28-yard line. Time now to look at our stat comparison, brought to you by KFC. Joey, the official sponsor of couch gating. KFC plus football equals couch gating.
Well, how about the stat right in the middle? 7 sacks by Texas tonight. Yet West Virginia is leading by 3 right now.
Of course, Texas with the 4 takeaways, getting 16 points on the board from those 4 takeaways, but yet West Virginia up by 3. 7:33 left. Longhorns 5 straight wins. Trying to keep rolling in the Big 12. McCoy. Quick throw. Pitch and catch. It's Johnson. West Virginia again, great job swarming to the football tonight. I think really one of the bigger stories of this game, we go back to West Virginia, but how they've been able to cover the edge tonight against Texas.
Well, yeah, West Virginia has been all over the field tonight, and they've been doing it mostly with 6 and 7 guys up by the line of scrimmage. They're playing a 2-shell to try and stop Texas from throwing the ball, and they're still getting to the edges to tackle the running back.
We got a player down. That's Brandon Golson. Trainers are on the field. We'll step aside. 7 minutes left in Morgantown. Fox College Football is sponsored by Hyundai. New thinking, new possibilities. As we went to break, trainers were on the field to look at Brandon Golson. And the junior who transferred is up out of Georgia Military College. He's a good player, 4 sacks, 34 tackles before the night started. A couple players shaken tonight, hard hitting. And one player that went down earlier, you know, you saw the calf shake and he just took a seat. Jonathan Gray, the talented tailback for Texas.
We hope he's going to be okay.
Well, he's moving pretty good on those crutches.
Smile on his face, seems to have a good attitude. I love the fact that he's back on the sideline supporting his teammates.
Malcolm Brown has taken most of the carries after the injury to Gray. He's in the backfield with McCoy. Delay up the middle. Nice call. Brown rumbles to the 35, knocked down by Barber.
And here you go, another 3rd down for Texas. 3 times on that last drive. Case McCoy found Jackson Shipley for a 1st down.
Clock is under 7 minutes. 3rd down and 3. McCoy flushed, throws off the hand of Davis. Through behind him. You're going to play field position here?
Oh, you have to. You absolutely punt this football. Over 6.5 minutes left. You've got all your timeouts. It's only a 3-point ball game.
Well, you get a punt, you can pin West Virginia back inside their own 20. 6 punts tonight for Anthony Farah. This will be his 7th boot. And Jordan Thompson awaits. Beautiful kick. Hangs it high. Fair catch at the 15-yard line. That's where West Virginia will take over. 6:34 left. Stay close. Down the stretch on Fox. West Virginia with a 3-point lead on Texas. 6:34 left. You know, you look at the last 5 games during this 5-game winning streak. Total yards per game, 341. 18 points on the average tonight. Greg Robinson's D's given up 40.
Well, and you wouldn't expect it the way the game started, with Texas having 6 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in that first half. But in this second half, West Virginia has been able to move the ball and punch it in the end zone.
West Virginia would like to run some clock. Charles Sims the carry just past the 20-yard line. They've got the 3-point lead. You look at the timeout situation. Texas with 3, West Virginia with 3, as the clock rolls up on 6 minutes left. And you can keep track of those timeouts yourself on top of the Fox box. You see those 3 yellow dots? That's timeouts. Millard is going to use some clock, and he takes the snap with 7 on the play clock. Texas all over the top of Sims, led by Adrian Phillips, the strong safety.
Craig, this is exactly why you punted the ball just a moment ago. You've got West Virginia in 3rd and 6 now, inside their own 20-yard line. And if you can get the stop right here, you force West Virginia to punt, and now you have the ball in good field position with all your timeouts and under 5 minutes to go in the game.
And Joey, you could have it right about midfield.
Absolutely.
Big play for Texas defensively, 3rd down and 6. Big play on the offensive end for West Virginia. Millard takes the snap, handoff to his money man. What a move, 1st down. Charles Sims, that last little stutter move gave him the extra edge, and Desmond Jackson knocked him ahead for the 1st down.
Well, Charles Sims now has carried the ball 20 times tonight. He's caught the ball 6 times out of the backfield. Coach Holgerson said we're going to rely on Charles Sims, and that's exactly what they've done tonight, getting him the ball out of the backfield, lining him up at receiver, simply putting the ball in the hands of the most explosive player.
That's a big play. West Virginia gets breathing room at the 26-yard line. They hand off again to Sims. Big hole, slides down near the 1st down. They'll give him 9 yards as Diggs made the tackle.
And that's the 2nd time that they've run that play. What they're doing is they're motioning the wide receiver away from the play, and Texas's safeties are inverting. So the safety who is playing deep now comes up to cover the motioning wide receiver, and the safety who is on the other side goes deep, which vacates a potential tackler to where they're running the football.
92 yards on the ground for Sims. Last week, 154 yards in the overtime victory against TCU, a season high. Did not get the play off as the clock wound out. It wound down, and a flag.
Prior to the play clock expiring, timeout.
Oh, they got the timeout.
Their first charge of the half.
Boy, Dana
30
Holgerson,
seconds in line.
Johnny on the spot, able to stop play. It was down to the double zeros. Mac Brown with his hands on his hips. 3:59 left. But West Virginia has to burn a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. Texas with all 3. Texas fans concerned. Let's get a quick game break. Back to L.A. Patrick O'Neill.
Ball, thanks for a team. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Yes, indeed, that's a good one, and a good one here on the edge, just short. Goes Sims as he falls forward.
And Craig, that was Cedric Reed just reaching the paw out there and tackling Charles Sims before he was able to turn the corner. Cedric Reed at that defensive end position. It's his job to contain the running back.
And we talked to Sims yesterday. Quiet. But boy, he does all this talking on the football
there's an
field.
understatement for you.
Now the pressure beginning to mount. Big third down. A yard away from moving the chains. Tripped up in the backfield. Big play. Right on the shoe tops was Bindum. Number 23.
And that is a huge stop for the Texas defense.
Three minutes, Joey. The clock runs. Texas is what? Going to save the timeouts for the drive?
I think that's the right decision. Whether you get the ball back with 3 minutes or you get the ball back with 2 minutes and 35 seconds, this is still probably going to be your last drive of the ball game.
O'Toole, a bad punt, and it takes a Texas kickback at the 36. Just a 29-yard punt. And Fox Sports Supports is proud to partner with Stomp Out Bullying, the leading national anti-bullying organization for kids and teens in the U.S. Stomp Out Bullying focuses on preventing bullying and digital abuse. It educates against racism and hatred, violence in schools and online, and helps at-risk students. To learn more, visit stompoutbullying.org. All right, I'd say buckle up down the stretch here, Joey. 2:35 left. Three-point game. West Virginia on top. Texas trying to work themselves into at least field goal range with 2.5 and the clock runs. Jared Barber knocked down Brown. Mac Brown's going to hurry up the offense. A gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. McCoy stands tall in the pocket, throws it. And Malcolm Brown, his safety valve. There was nothing over the top. He goes underneath, and Brown's short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and short. Officials set the ball. Here we go. Handoff, right side, 1st down. And the whistles at the 142 mark. That's a 1st down for Texas. Right at midfield.
And Craig, West Virginia is still playing with 2 high safeties, giving a look, almost daring Texas to run the football.
And they do. Middle of the field, straight away Brown. He carried 17 times last week for a couple of touchdowns, 2 3-yard plunges in that runaway win against Kansas late.
And Craig, I think with 3 timeouts, Case McCoy, he can still run the football, and he can also still afford to throw the ball to his checkdowns in the middle of the field.
McCoy throws incomplete. Kendall Sanders, the intended receiver, the high school All-American 2 years ago. Now what do you do?
Wow.
3rd down 7. Career long for Anthony Farah. Keep in mind his 50.
If you're Case McCoy, you still get your team into the best play possible. Don't be afraid to run the football here. And if you're throwing it, don't be afraid to look for Jackson Shipley.
4 wide, 2 top, 2 low. McCoy, shotgun, pressure, up top he goes. That ball floats incomplete, down inside the 25. And that brings up 4th down. KJ Dillon came in with pressure. Now you're looking at the ball game on 4th and 7. You got to convert here to keep the drive alive and to keep this winning streak alive for Texas. Timeout. Timeout, Longhorns.
First charge of the half. 30 seconds in line.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking if I'm Texas. West Virginia has showed pressure on critical 3rd and 4th downs up to this point. They showed it on that last play. They brought pressure off the edge and forced Case McCoy to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to. So I'm anticipating pressure. And I'm also thinking, who's my go-to guy? How can I get Jackson Shipley matched up in a situation that can take advantage of that West Virginia pressure?
This season, Texas 4 of 14 on 4th down conversions. They need 7 to keep this drive alive and at least give Farah a chance to tie this game and force overtime. No one is setting in Morgantown. 4th and 7.
Jackson Shipley right at the top of the screen there in the slot.
McCoy throws, caught by Shipley.
Cover 0. They brought 1 more than Texas could block. Jackson Shipley recognized it.
And Holgerson just got the timeout called.
Timeout. West Virginia.
He had 2 to use and he uses 1. He's got 1 remaining. Tonight, Fox Sports Live will bring you all the scores, all the highlights from what a crazy day of action around the world of sports. And next week is Coaches Week on Fox Sports Live. As each night, they'll talk with some of the best head coaches in college hoop. Fox Sports Live is tonight at 11 Eastern, and it's only on Fox Sports 1.
Hey, Craig. Dana Holgerson called that timeout there because they had some substitution issues. Trying to get new personnel back onto the field after they had their blitz personnel. They had a mess of people standing down on the sideline. But here going back, Jackson Shipley knows exactly where the first down is, knows that his quarterback is going to get pressure, recognizes that, turns around, gives him his numbers. Hey, look, you saw 2 plays ago when Case tried to throw the ball outside to Kendall Sanders, and there was a miscommunication. He thought Kendall was going to sit it down. Instead, he came inside. There was no indecision by Jackson Shipley. He knew exactly where he was going to be.
McCoy. 1st and 10. Handoff, right side, big hole, watch out. Brown down the sideline, bumped down at the 11-yard line.
And a great play call by Major Applewhite, recognizing 2 safeties high and deep, but also recognizing that the defensive line and the linebackers were up there. If you could break through that first line of defense, you got yourself a lot of running room.
1st and 10. And a pile up on Malcolm Brown. Joe, I think Mac Brown right now is thinking he doesn't want to go to overtime on the road. He wants the W and push that winning streak to 6. That was a huge run by Brown. 2nd down 7. Brown again reaches maybe a yard. Shaq Rao, big tackle, big number 90. Wrapped him up around the ankles. Texas burns their 2nd timeout with 21 ticks on the clock.
Well, interesting situation now for Texas. You've got 3rd and 6, and you can still get a first down. You have a timeout still on the board, which means you can run the football.
Right.
Craig, what's your play call?
Well, I've got 2 choices right now. Mr. Brown or Shipley. If I want to throw the ball to my possession receiver. But you know what? Brown sounds good. If you have to, you can set it to the middle of the field and hope for a chip shot by Farah to at least get you to overtime.
Absolutely.
McCoy's got the headset.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Texas run the football here, Craig.
They just got the play from Applewhite. Timeout's important. 1 remaining for Texas, 1 remaining for West Virginia.
Craig, pay attention to the number of safeties that West Virginia has. You'll see him probably sitting around the goal line. If there's 2 guys back, anticipate Texas to run it. If they're up and pressed, don't be surprised if they throw.
11th play of this drive. Let's listen in. McCoy up top. Mike Davis trying to out-jump the secondary. That brings up 4th down, 16 seconds left. And there's no choice. You got to tie, go for the tie, and go for overtime. (11 of 11 from 20 to 29 yards this season. This will be from 24, middle of the field. Tied at 40. It's been a pressure cooker all night. As I'm watching these coaches,
Gosh.
Dana Holgorsen, I'll tell you, he's been through it. I'll tell you, that man's been through a lot. Mac Brown, 16th year. He won a national title with Texas in '05. That was a 12-play drive. They go 57 yards and a 24-yard field goal to tie this game at 40.
And you know what, Craig? That's the 4th time tonight that Texas has gotten into the red zone and West Virginia has forced them to kick a field goal. Yes, they've given up 40 points. Well, both teams have given up 40 points, but you have to give West Virginia's defense a lot of credit for getting stingy when it counted.
Going to bounce this ball off the turf, taking it to the 5-yard line. And they bunch up. And West Virginia at the 27-yard line. 7 seconds left. You can either take a knee or try to go up top, but overtime is just around the corner. Joey, you realize this game kicked off nearly 4 hours ago.
Just kind of seems like par for the course for us, though. We've had a few long ones this year.
And they're going to protect it. And Millard under center takes a knee, and they're going to let the clock run out. We're going to play a little overtime tonight.
Why not?
In Morgantown. Mac Brown. Dana Holgorsen. Let's play. Let's play a little longer.
All right, Craig, let's talk strategy. If you're West Virginia, you find as many ways as you can to get the ball into the hands of Charles Sims. Up to this point, he's carried it 23 times. He's caught it 6 times out of the backfield. You have to be creative. Texas has shown a lot of single safety looks, so you have to be creative to get the ball into his hands in a tight space. Remember, each team is going to start at the 25-yard line, so you don't have the whole field to work with.
So let's flip it and go to Texas with McCoy.
You have to rely on his ability to get your team into the right play. Just because Jonathan Gray is out of this ball game doesn't mean that you can't run the ball. Texas has depth. Malcolm Brown and Joe Bergeron can both run the football.
And you got the possession receiver in Jackson Shipley.
Absolutely. Rely on his ability to read defenses.
Just been told they've got to review upstairs at Jack McDonald whether or not there was 12 men on the field. And let's get the call from Alan Eck.
After further review, the defense had 12 men on the field. That's illegal substitution. However, the penalties declined. Regulation is over. We're going to overtime.
So Dana Holgorsen, of course, would refuse that penalty. 40 all in Morgantown. Overtime straight ahead on Fox.
All right.
Well, this is how we got to overtime. Remember, West Virginia scored the first 9 points of this game. And then Texas had a rally. Big third quarter on a 17-7 advantage. And then West Virginia rolled back with 14 fourth quarter points. And for the second week in a row, Joey, West Virginia has got some overtime. They went to overtime and won last week against TCU.
The team that goes on offense first will have the ball first and 10 at the 25-yard line, opponent's 25. After their possession series is over, the other team go on offense at the 25-yard line.
The official, the referee, Alan Eck, explaining the rules of overtime to the captains of Texas and West Virginia, and we're going to toss a coin.
Tails has been called. It is heads. Michael, you've won a toss.
West Virginia won the toss. Now the official hits the mic.
West Virginia won a toss and elected to go on defense. It's Texas ball, first and 10 to 25-yard line at the north end of the field. Good luck, gentlemen.
So McCoy's going to work. And Joey, let's check out how this works. The winner of the coin toss elects either possession or side of the field. Each team gets possession at the opponent's 25. One timeout per team in each overtime period. You must attempt a two-point conversion following the touchdown starting the third overtime period.
Well, Craig, and here's why West Virginia chose to go on defense first. Because each team is going to guarantee one possession. If you hold Texas to a field goal or you hold them to no points, you know exactly what you need to get on your possession. It helps dictate your play call. So every team that wins the coin toss in overtime, well, I guess there's maybe one other team, maybe one team that does it every once in a while, but you generally choose to go on defense first.
Well, last week, remember TCU, West Virginia, Mountaineers scored 17 fourth-quarter points, and then it was Josh Lambert who booted a 34-yarder in overtime to win it. Let's see what happens tonight here in Morgantown. First overtime, McCoy under center. Two seconds to snap, he got it away. Malcolm Brown, the ball carrier, wrapped up before he even took a step. Joey Shaq Rao. The nose tackle, you can't miss him. 6'4", 305-pounder out of Maple Heights, Ohio. Second down and 10. Four wide receivers set. Up the middle, Brown bangs his way to the 19. He got knocked down by Rao and Barber.
And I like the play call there, Craig. A lot of teams would panic and start throwing the ball on 2nd and 10, but now you've given yourself a third and very manageable, and at the very least, you've given your kicker a little bit more room.
Third down and 4 at the 19-yard line. McCoy shotgun. Low snap, sets his feet, throws up top on the hands of Marcus Johnson. He's been kind of the no-name wide receiver tonight. Davis getting a lot of press. Shipley, a lot of balls thrown his way. He slips, has the ball out of bounds at the 6-yard line.
And one of the few times West Virginia has run with two safeties, they had the perfect call on.
Pushing is Brown. Wrapped up and dropped at the 3-yard line. Oh, this game for Texas looms so large as they chase the Big 12 title. They've won 5 straight, trying to make it 6 in a row.
Well, not that this game isn't important for West Virginia, but Texas is set up to make a run at this Big 12 championship, like you said, next week against Oklahoma State. Ending the season against Baylor. They need this win if they want to keep that streak going.
Second down and goal, ball just outside the 2-yard line. Jeff Swain, the tight end, goes in motion, tries to throw a block. West Virginia does not bend. We have heard the bell tolling all night. There's been so many third downs for both these teams, but mostly for Texas. Hard-nosed football, that's just straight ahead. Play clock to 5. McCoy. Play action. Flip. Touchdown. Alex De La Torre. He went in motion, came out of the backfield, untouched. Touchdown, Texas.
And West Virginia's got a player down here, Craig.
Got a player down. That's 33, Jared Barber. Out of North Carolina. You saw him, Joey, holding the knee. Let's see what happened. There he is. Ooh, got cut.
Yeah.
And
it's
the
back's responsibility on that play action once he sells the fake to then block the free rusher, and that's what Malcolm Brown does. Does a great job of getting his hands down. That's what your job is, to get your defender's hands down so the quarterback can throw the ball. He just got him right in the knee.
Yep. Physical game tonight. We've seen some top players injured. Barber came in with 57 tackles. Joey, this game just took an interesting turn to start. A safety is the way this game began, and it's going to end in overtime sometime tonight. 9-point early lead for West Virginia. The injury to Jonathan Gray, Texas. Also hurt defensively for Texas up front, Chris Whaley.
Well, think about the turn that this game has taken. Case McCoy has thrown the ball 48 times for 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Gray is out of the ball game. Clint Trickett leaves the ball game, and Paul Millard comes in and plays fantastic football. The West Virginia defense is all over the field. Texas's defense has 6 sacks in the first quarter. We've seen just about everything from these two teams tonight.
Slow walk off the field by Barber. Tonight, 283 yards. He's put the ball up 48 times, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
How many key third down conversions, though, did he have through the air?
Joey, so many to count, and you lose track, but most of those went to Shipley.
He had 3 of them on just 1 drive there in the end of the 4th quarter.
Now, what's interesting here is that West Virginia won the toss. They chose to put Texas up first. Now they know, Joey, as you said, what they are up against when they have the football.
Well, they have to score a touchdown.
Absolutely.
And that changes your play calling, because if you know you have 4 downs to get 10 yards instead of 3 downs, anticipating you'll kick a field goal on 4th, it changes your play calling.
A win tonight would be 6 in a row for Mac Brown, and Big 12 title hopes alive as they will battle Oklahoma State next week at home. So now Farrah will try the PAT to make it a 7-point game. It's good. 47-40.
Well, we mentioned it a moment ago how big this game is for Texas. If they can get out of here with a win, they've got a huge one next week against Oklahoma State. These 3 teams at the top, Baylor, Texas, Oklahoma State, they all play games against each other in the next 3 weeks. This Big 12 conference is going to be decided here in the month of November and then the first week of December.
Let's get a thought. Downstairs we go to Ryan Neese.
Joey and Craig, defensive coordinator Greg Robinson told his defense, this is our time. You got to step up, play the defense, go out there and execute and get us a win.
West Virginia needs a touchdown to force the 2nd Overtime, they're going to throw a reverse out to Alford. Trick play, 15-10. 5 out of bounds, and a quick 20. A little trickery coming from Dana Holgerson and his offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson.
And Craig, we saw this play, we saw this motion a couple times in the fourth quarter where they motioned away and then read Charles Sims back to that side. This time they faked Charles Sims and tossed it to Alford on a reverse. Great setup by the West Virginia offense.
Ball right at the 5-yard line. First and goal. A touchdown and a PAT needed to force a second overtime. They load up the top with 3 wide receivers. They go to the ground. Maybe a yard. Into the pile goes Sims. Second down. Split backs on second down. Millard throws. The ball was tipped, and it's incomplete. Jordan Thompson was so close.
And Texas again committed one more guy to rushing the passer than West Virginia could block. Paul Millard got outside of that pressure, and all of his wideouts had one-on-one. Had that ball not been tipped, that was a very easy touchdown for West Virginia.
Third down and 6.
Here's that look again. Right here, Craig.
Millard throws, middle of the field, ball tipped incomplete for the second time. It's Edmond who got a hand up. And now fourth down and goal.
What a play by Edmond here, locking up on the tight end, seeing the ball going up over the top to Kevin White, just sticks his paw up. Makes it a huge play for Texas's defense.
Not once, but twice. Balls, that's why you do the old tip drill. Hands are up, ball's tipped away. Now here's the game. Millard, pressure, up top. Did he get it? Nope. Yep. Edmond. It was picked off in the end zone, and Texas in overtime on the road, and the streak continues.
What a play.
He's running to the end zone.
He's going to that Texas band.
And he's off and running. How about the ending? Texas, the end zone, they come up with big plays in overtime. And the streak now is 6 in a row for the Longhorns.
Steve Edmond on the last play made a great athletic move and stuck his hand out to knock the ball down. This time he recognized the exact same route. They tried to stop him on the goal line and run a receiver in behind him. He recognized it, dropped back, and just made a fantastic interception.
Came out once and twice, and he's still on his back, was able to pull it in. Say, what a great defensive stand on this overtime series by Texas. And Texas celebrates. They run their record now 6 straight wins, and they are marching towards a Big 12 title, 47-40 in overtime.
So, if you have a flat tire, dead back.
Texas comes to Morgantown for the very first time, and they leave town with an overtime win, 47-40. It was exciting down the stretch. There's the play that capped it defensively. A great stand by Texas in overtime moments ago. Ryan Neese with head coach Mack Brown.
Coach Brown, what an unbelievable win on the road in overtime. What does it say about your team and the character of these players?
They just keep playing, Ryan. It's the first overtime I've ever been involved with, so I like it better than I thought I was going to. But give the guys credit. Not much happened good for us. A lot of guys got hurt. Give West Virginia credit. Great environment. The guys played really hard for them tonight. Thought their coaches had them ready to go, but our guys just wouldn't give up.
Coach, talk about Case McCoy and his leadership ability at that position to be able to lead his team in overtime and get a victory.
He's done that a bunch, and I thought he would do it in regulation. That's when he normally does it, but give him credit again. Great catch by Marcus Johnson there, and then we came back, and great call by Major in the end, and good execution by the offense.
Coach, congratulations on this win. Enjoy it the rest of the night.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Coach, tomorrow it's Fox NFL Kickoff on Fox Sports 1 at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by Fox NFL Sunday on Fox at high noon, taking you right up to kickoff. For more post-game coverage of this game and of the entire day of college football, please turn to Fox Sports 1 for Fox Sports Live. Coming up next on Fox, except on the West Coast, is your local news, followed by animation domination. For Joey Harrington, Ryan Neese, Craig Bullerjack wishing you a good night from Morgantown. 47-40 in overtime. You've been watching Fox College Football, presented by Kay Jewelers. It was a thriller tonight in West Virginia. Texas is on a roll, 6 straight wins, and they are marching towards a Big 12 title. 47-40 in overtime here on Fox.